Good afternoon, everyone. I hope my audio is visible. I'm audible to everybody. Um, to start with, before the lunch started, we discussed a lot of components regarding how the harmonization initiative has been taken forward. Also, the principles regarding DBIM were discussed. With this formulation of DBIM, the next quest for us was how we can bring in all the principles together onto the new websites. How do we reimagine them? What is that we need to take care of into the new websites that we are going to now have in the coming times? With that quest, we came up with some 3 or 4 pillars which we wanted to take care of in terms of the user friendliness. To start with, brand recall value was one point that we wanted to definitely anchor the overall work that we have done for the website design. Followed by that, we also wanted to make sure that whatever work around the design, we are taking care of all the persons with different abilities. They are kept at the core, they are kept at the center, so that all the information that is there in the websites, it's accessible to different kinds of people with disabilities and different abilities. And then followed by that, how do we take care of the information that is already there onto the websites? How do we restructure them? How do we make sure that the navigation on the overall websites is simplified and unified? With that purpose, we started with the overall design. Yeah, it's working. Sorry, apologies. So we just discussed about how do we take care of the overall design of the websites. To start with, there were a couple of salient features that we kept in mind in order to take our design forward. As I already mentioned about the accessibility, or rather how do we keep our people with different abilities at the core, at the focus, was something that was taken care by our one of the salient features, which is accessibility control features. The second one was around the advanced search that we wanted to come up with for the content discovery. The third one was around how do we bring in all the focus onto the citizen-centric most visited pages, because many a times when we go onto the websites, it's very important for us to see the information, the most important relevant information for the local citizens right in the center. We don't have to scroll through different pages in order to get down to one single page or one document. In order to do that, that was one pillar or a salient feature that we wanted to make sure that we are keeping all the citizen-centric pages or the most visited pages at the center on the homepage itself, so that there is less scrolling, less navigation or maneuvering through the websites. CCPS integration on the homepage was something that we wanted to make sure that because of the different schemes and initiatives and programs that are going at the central level, we wanted to make sure that it is there on the homepage for the local citizens to access it well. Followed by that, social media integration was something that we wanted to also bring in focus, because they are so relevant and such important initiatives and work that is being done by ministries. It needs to be brought onto the homepage, it needs to be brought onto the first landing page itself, so that the local citizens who are not aware of the kind of initiatives that are going on right now, they should be brought at the heart and core of the central landing page that we have right now. And then followed by that, how do we make sure that overall experience on the website is visually intriguing? Because right now, we all may agree, disagree also at certain points that our websites do have a different kind of experience when we go from one website to the other. How do we standardize that? How do we harmonize it in a way which brings a visual appeal, which brings an interest, which asks me to stay longer onto the website and spend more time in order to bring out the most relevant information? With that, there were key sections that we took care of, and which also helped us in overall structuring of the website layout. We all have spoken about different kind of logo lockups in our previous sessions. In the DBM components, we did talk about how the variations are there in terms of logo lockup, the state emblem plus the ministry name or the department's name. How do we standardize it? How do we make sure that all our headers across the ministries and departments are standardized in a way which look and gives a unified feel to overall website experience? Because when I'm going, let's say, from ministry ABC to ministry DEF, I don't want to feel that jump. So how do I make sure that the overall look and feel, the overall structuring is unified, and it makes me compelled enough to further go into the website and explore what information it has for me? The second one was the hero banner. Hero banner, as we, in our previous discussions and sessions, we also discussed about the CCPS section. Hero banner will take care of that, to bring all the central level initiatives, schemes onto the homepage on the first frame itself, so that person is well aware of what is going on at the central level. There's an announcement ticker band as well, which talks about the latest announcements, so that every ministry or a department has a certain dedicated section for all the latest set of announcements to happen. We have a dedicated PM code section as well, which talks about, or rather which quotes a specific quote on what Honorable PM has said about the particular ministry in terms of the work or any particular achievements that have happened. So we have given a dedicated section for that. Followed by that, there is a ministry-specific section which talks about the key ministers as well as what that ministry does at the part of their the portfolio or the work that they're doing. Along with that, a listing of team members, key team members, groups and divisions or organizations which are call to action buttons which can take you to their specific pages. Followed by that, we also have a section which talks about the relevant pages which are of more interest to the local citizens, which is your services, careers, tenders, which are regularly visited by local citizens, which are of more interest to them. We have brought them onto the centers, or rather onto the homepage itself, so that they don't have to wander. They don't have to wander around onto different pages. Followed by that, we have updates from the ministry as well, which is a what's new section, which are the latest announcements and updates. Also, we have brought in the recent documents section onto the main page itself, so that ready access to all the important files, all the latest files are there. Along with that, a dedicated section for personas has been given. So persona-led approach to the content discovery was something that we came up with a fresh idea, that why don't we come up with a persona-led approach where different kind of personas that are there for specific any ministry can search the content as per their interest area. For example, if Ministry of Electronics and IT has certain set of personas which I can probably say as media researcher, IT professionals, students who are in the IT background. So can they have direct access to their set of information? So this is one a conceptual idea that we came up with and we have implemented in our website, a persona-led content discovery approach. Along with that, we are also having a section of how we can have the different announcements, or rather important links onto the homepage itself. Followed by that, we have social media channels, dedicated section for CCPS, a specific band which talks about different logos which are associated with that particular ministry or the department. All the important schemes, initiatives, all of them may have their own set of logos. Whichever you want to hyperlink to your own website, ministry's website, department's website, can be done in this band, and followed by the footer section. To take you all through in detail of how these sections look like, on the right side we have a home page in totality, while the left section talks about section by section if we see the details. The header band has a dedicated logo lockup which talks about state emblem, along with that the ministry's name. It has been worked upon of what kind of dimensions, how spacing between the state emblem, the spacing between the ministry name and department's name, everything has been worked out by the team, and we have come up with a dedicated logo lockup which will be same across all the ministries and departments' website, so that there is a harmonious approach that we are following across all the websites. Along with that, we also have a search bar, which is an advanced search bar for the content discovery. Along with that, there is a space for two co-branding logo space is given, so that whichever is the important scheme or program that is going on right now within the ministry, that logo can be positioned there in that particular space, so that we are giving enough space for the branding of that particular scheme or initiative or program to happen. Along with that, we also have accessibility features in place, as I just discussed about how we can keep persons with disabilities and special abilities to be in the center, how we can simplify information for them, how we can enable them and empower them to access the information even if their abilities are different from normal citizens. Accessibility control panel helps you to change the settings of the overall website, and it is benchmarked as per what we learned from our different case studies that we did for the international case studies, national case studies from everywhere, also GIDW. We've culminated all the learnings from there, and we've come up with a control panel which takes care of all the accessibility features. Along with that, we have an open navigation menu that is one simplified approach that we have taken for information stacking. This particular menu, you would see if we go from one website to other, this particular menu will not change. The information in it, yes, we can always have ministry-specific information in level 2s. However, the level 1 is something that we have tried to standardize across, so that when I'm going from one website to the other, I don't feel that jump from having that experience. At the bottom, you can see just the quick images of how the accessibility control panel looks like. Also, we have language toggles to ensure that different kind of people who are having different language capabilities are able to access information in best manner. This is the information architecture that we have tried to come up with, where the open navigation menu that you can see at the top has different levels to it. We start with the ministry section. Ministry section would have all the details related to your ministry, departments, everything would be tagged here. Yes, there is always an opportunity at the level 2, which is, you can see at the bottom. Level 2 is always flexible, and we can add as much information that is specific to the ministry as possible. The second one that I'm talking about is the offering section, where all the information related to schemes, services, then we have careers, tenders, whatever that is there meant for the citizens, what we are offering to the citizens is bucketed under this particular section. Documents, as we all know, it will have all the relevant resources which are readable in a readable manner. Followed by that, resources, where we will have all the media gallery related files and folders. And lastly, contact us section, where we will have all the information related to RTI, grievances, wherever, directory that you want to take look into for the ministry, wherever the citizen wants to connect with the ministry or the department has been taken care of under this particular information bucket. Just to highlight the key features that we have taken care of in the information structuring is that it is simplified, but the overall information architecture has been simplified to its core, so that we don't get confused when we are going from one website to the other. I have already accessed one ministry website or department website, I'm already oriented onto how the overall website would look like. So next time, whenever I am visiting some other website, it may not feel like a jump or a different website altogether for me. Along with that, there were some other rules that we have taken care of in terms of archiving, because there were, as per our understanding and study that we did before starting with the design exercise, it was found that there was a lot of information that could have been archived, which we have come up with in terms of how we can come up with more rules and streamlining of the content that is there. Followed by that, maybe I'll just go quickly section by section how each of the section would look like. This is the CCPS section, which talks about all the central content coming from the integration state. We have the PM code and the ministry-specific details section here. Below, you can see the CTAs of our team, groups and organizations. They are direct CTAs to different pages. Along with that, we have this as the citizen-centric section where we call as the offerings as well as the what's new section, where I can get all the kinds of details I want as a regular citizen, as a common citizen, all focused here. Along with that, recent documents, all the latest and recent documents are bucketed here. Yes, if you want to visit more documents and see more documents, you're always free to go to view more and go to the specific dedicated page. Along with that, there is a persona-led content discovery that we have approached for the content discovery. And along with that, the important links that are there for the specific ministry. We have social media integration. All the 4 social media channels will be visible here with their latest feeds. And finally, this is how the lower section looks like, which has the CCPS grid, as you can see at the top, and then we have logo band and footer at the bottom. With that, maybe I'll just quickly take you all through the internal pages as well. We just spoke about the information architecture. The first one was the ministry section. The primary objective here was to make sure that we have enough visual interest in the pages, because when I go from, let's say, home page to the internal pages, our home pages are still very lively. They all have a lot of visuals to it. But when we move to the level 2, the internal pages, we have a lot of content there for very genuine reasons. But can we bring a visual interest to it was a quest for us. How do we solve this? So that we make sure that whenever people are coming to the websites, the retention load that is there can be taken care of. And that is how we approached here. We tried to come up with more card-based and visual-based approach to how the pages can look like. At the left side, you can see the About Us page, which has some set of content at the top, and then we have a card listing which actually highlights the objectives of that particular ministry. So in a way, we have tried to bring together different types of information positioned in different ways visually. On the right side, you can see our team as a page where we have key ministers' profiles at the top with their images. Along with that, there is a pop-up feature for each of the card that you can see. Whenever you are going on that pop-up, all the details related to that particular minister as well as the minister's office will come in front of you. And then there is a long list of people who are serving the ministry. Followed by that, the next page is offerings page, where we have on the left side the listing of schemes and services. So till now, if we all agree, the listing has always happened in a grid manner, a tabular manner. We have the name of the schemes and services, and then we have a further hyperlinked text to it. We came up with an idea that why don't we maybe just quickly orient the user there itself, that this scheme or this service talks about this particular thing. Yes, if you want to see more, you can always click on this tab and go to the level 3 or the next page to view the details. In this way, we are actually we're solving 2 purposes. We are orienting the users as well as we are creating a visual interest for people to stick along for a longer period and even scroll through the different works that have been displayed onto the website. On the right side, we have the careers page, where the career listing has been taken in a different manner, a card listing format, where the positions have been highlighted at the top, along with that the published date, start date, due date, and also a hyperlink to the relevant document. In this way, all the important information has been bucketed in a card format, maybe a little more visual in nature. This is a internal page for documents page, where the listing has been taken in a different manner, more visual interest, colors have been thrown in so that there is more engagement with the users. And the level 3 page on the right side looks like this, which is as we can see otherwise also right now on the ministries. The media section talks about all the images, photographs, videos, whatever is related to the media section is bucketed here. The one thing differently that we have done here is addition of an album concept, where we are clicking on it, and if you want to view more photographs, yes, sure, you can go inside and view the rest of the photographs as well. And lastly, the connect section, where we have different pages. These are different page types, rather, I should say, where there is a page which is heavy on content or text, looks like what it is right now on the left side, while the right side is the directory where listing of all the key officials that are serving right now in the ministry and department are listed in more visual manner along with their tagging. The tagging is done differently so that it automatically captures a user's eye on what it is trying to say. So each and every element has been taken care of in a way that we don't just scroll through the website or page just like that and end up closing it, but we want to make sure that users are scrolling through each and every corner, a section of the website. And yeah, with this, the harmonization, the initiative, in the harmonization initiative, the principles that we laid out in the DBIM, we have tried to bring in and culminate into the website design to ensure that it is seamless, to ensure that it is, the overall feel, look and feel is unified, and it matches up to the international standards that we have at present. Thank you.
If anybody has any questions for Ms. Kataria? Any questions in the audience? Okay. I would like to request Ms. Sunita Singh, Joint Director IT and IC, to kindly present a memento as a token of our appreciation to Ms. Surbhi Kataria, Manager EY. Thank you, ma'am. Our next set of experts will introduce key NIC digital tools, including Collab Files, Gov.in Intranet Portal, Sugamya Web, and S3 VAS. May I request the speakers to kindly grace the dais, please, before we commence with the presentations. Dr. Om Pradyumna Gupta, Shri Chhatrasal Chandra, Ms. Ritu Ghai, Ms. Sunita Singh, and Shri Sandeep Gupta. Gov.in Secure Intranet Platform is a transformative initiative by MeitY under the visionary Digital India mission, designed to embody the ethos of minimum government, maximum governance. This platform leverages emerging technologies to empower government functionaries with enhanced efficiency. With seamless integration of single sign-on enabled eGov applications, it simplifies critical tasks like managing meetings, appointments, and fostering secure collaboration. The Gov.in Secure Intranet Platform marks a significant step towards building a smarter, more efficient governance framework. It is my pleasure to invite Dr. Om Pradyumna Gupta, Scientist E and HOD, MeitY Projects Division, NIC, to apprise us about this transformative initiative.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you please play the PPT? Yeah, thank you. Gov.in Secure Intranet is an innovative platform designed to streamline day-to-day operations of the government employees. The URL of the platform is https://govintranet.gov.in. So this is G2E offerings. And this is an initiative of MeitY and NIC. We have 4 major offerings through this platform. First, we have secure access of government applications. All the applications can be accessed securely through this platform. Then we have made API-based utilities available through this platform. Then executive dashboard is there, and then calendar, task, goal management modules we have. So about all these 4 offerings, I'll discuss in subsequent slides. It is active with over 17,000 plus users across 13 odd ministries, and we have 4 states in pipeline for the rollout. And almost 25% of the onboarded users have been trained. And we are in process of training next set of users. Parallelly, we are onboarding other ministries. And we claim that through this platform, 75% of time to schedule a meeting can be reduced. I'll discuss about this also. So the first offering we have is secure access of government applications. Through Parichay sign-on, you access this platform and you will have this view, which is the dashboard view. After login, you will get. In the left menu panel, we have multiple options, and we have calendar, and today's meeting is highlighted with the blue background below that. And the right side of that is upcoming meetings. So all the meetings which have been scheduled by you or someone has invited you to attend the meeting will be shown there, here. The right side we have my task and my goals. And bottom we have X, the ministry users will be able to see the X platform of that particular ministry. And this is the view of application suite, which can be accessed easily. To access any applications, we need to remember the URL, type the URL, then again log in. So many activities we need to perform. To eliminate all those activities, we have this suite, which is customizable. You can customize as per your utilization or requirement. And not only Parichay-enabled applications, non-Parichay-enabled applications can also be accessed through this window. And the AI features which we have enabled here, based on your frequency of using particular module, it will pop up in the first row. So right now we have listed HRMS, Sparrow, color files, eForms, Prayas, and you can add on as per your requirement. Then second offering we have, so this particular offering, it is very simple redirection from this platform to respective platform. But next offering which we have is API-based utilities. Like day-to-day operations, we need to do translation, transliteration, transcription. So for that, we have leverage to the API exposed by Bhasini. Then we have AI-based document search. Phonetic search features we have enabled here. Sometimes we are not sure that what is the spelling of the search text which we want to search. So say I want to search on meeting, M-E-T-I-N-G, but I am not sure with the spelling. So if I'll write M-E-T only, then based on the phonetic, it will give you the result set. Then we have word cloud generation. As and when you, if you use this application for 2 months, 4 months, then the data which you have generated, which you have the scheduled meeting, based on all those texts, we have a word cloud, which will give you some sense that on which keyword you are focusing to. And you can realign your focus based on that particular word cloud generated through this platform. Then we have AI-based summarization module. 10 pages document in PDF you have and you want to have a summary of that, then you can upload here and get the result. We have Bhasani interface, then summarization like this. We have translation, transliteration, transcription, and recently we have built this speech-to-text service. All these 4 services we have used Bhasani API. And 22 Indian official language options we have given here. You can translate from English to all the 22 Indian languages. And not only that, if you dictate, give the dictation, then it will, suppose I am dictating in English and I want the result in Gujarati. So I'll select the Gujarati and then it will first transcript, then it will translate into the destination language, the desired target language. This is the document summarization. Here we have used our own, we have developed our own AI model. Using that, we are doing the summarization. You just upload the document, it will give you the summary in a 1 paragraph of a whole document. Then we have OCR-based document search. Like I have uploaded a document in PDF or in image, and I want to search the content of that particular image. You just give the text string, it will give you the document in all those documents in which that text string, search string will be found. Then we have one very useful executive dashboard. This is meant, we refer it as a senior management dashboard meant for JS and above level officers, where he can have a view in a single window that how many CP grams applications are pending, grievances application pending in CP grams, how many RTI application pending in RTI portal, how many court cases are there which is being fed in LIMS portal, VIP references are pending in e-office, and APMS we have also integrated that audit para management system. If any audit para is open, that will be shown here. So we have, actually right now what is the practice is each and every ministry is having one nodal officer for all these applications. At SOM meeting or in other senior officers meeting, if secretary wants to get the pendency report, then each and every nodal officer has to be reached out and has to be, he has to collect the information and compile the report. And instead of doing that, we have taken the API from all these applications, and real time we are getting the feed from all applications about the pendency. And the interface looks like this. We say that the first we have CP grams, how many have been received and how many are pending. When you drill down, it will give you the name of JS under which, suppose I'll click on read more, then it will show me the name of the JS in that ministry and how many pendency are there. If I'll click on one JS name, then it will give me the section-wise dependency details. So this is one of the very good features we are offering through this platform. Then we have calendar and task management module. So in almost every ministry, we are using different meeting platforms. In some ministry, we are using Google calendar, Outlook calendar, Zoho calendar, multiple calendar platforms we are using. And instead of doing that, what we have done, we have analyzed the features offering of all those platforms, and we have developed this inbuilt calendar module which allows you to create the meeting. We claim that related with the meeting activities, you need not go anywhere, right from scheduling of the meeting, sending the invite, preparation of minutes of meeting, circulation of minutes of meeting. Then after minutes of meeting generation, we can monitor the progress of the meeting. Not only that, if any external guest, if we are expecting some external guest, which is not government employee, then the gate pass of Swagatam portal can be generated internally through this platform. No need to go to Swagatam separately to get the pass generated for the external guest. And for the internal guest, inter-ministry and intra-ministry of, options we have, where all the users who have been onboarded, right now we have onboarded 13 ministries users, so all those ministers can be invited through these applications, and their calendar will also be blocked. Their calendar will also be blocked once a senior officer schedules a meeting. So this is a view of the calendar, this month view, where we are date-wise we are showing, and we have given some color coding also. For important meeting, you can color code, and you can simply pinpoint the priority or urgency of the meeting. Then the rescheduling is also very easy. Like in most of the offices, we have seen that rescheduling is again a very challenging task. Like we have to find out the availability of the conference room, then or meeting room. Then we have to send the meeting invite. First, we have to send the that we are canceling or postponing the meeting, and then we have to reschedule the meeting. Then again, we have to send the invite. So all these processes are being automated through this application. And if you are scheduling a virtual meeting, then we have API level integration with Bharat VC, Google Meet, Webex, and Zoom. Zoom we have removed, and then we have we are in process of integration with Zoho Meet also. So even if you are doing virtual meeting, instead of going to the respective platforms to generate the link of meeting link, the link will be generated through here only. So after the meeting, if it is the meeting is in Bharat VC and recorded mode is there, then that transcription, summarization is also generated. And the recording of the meeting is made available for 1 month. After 1 month, it is being removed. And if, while scheduling a meeting, if you have created the agenda items, based on the agenda items, we are preparing the minutes of meeting. Minutes of meeting is prepared in draft mode, and that is pushed in collab files, so that in very short span of time, the officers who are responsible to finalize the MOM can work in parallel, because collab files in next session, my colleague will demonstrate and discuss about the collab files, where in parallelly they can finalize the minutes of meeting. And digitally, it can be signed and can be circulated. So almost each and every activities can be handled by this meeting tool. This is, if you are creating very simple meeting, then in 2-3 seconds you can create meeting. This is the summarization, summary of the meeting. Then we have key discussion points. So just example, we have shown how it gets generated. Other than that, we have task dashboard, task management model. So in various honorable ministers' office is using this platform for scheduling the meeting. Some minister office is using for task management, and in some few of the secretaries are also using. Many JS and other senior officers are also very actively using this platform. So in this task dashboard, we can create the task. We can assign it to the officers whom we want to assign. Not only single officer, the task can be assigned. simultaneously multiple officers can be assigned a single task so that the task can be completed within the timeline. So we have task management dashboard. Then we have goal tracker. At the ministry level, if some goal is set, so goal is created, then sub-goal can also be created. And under sub-goal, the task can be created. And under task, you can have multiple meetings. So all the modules are interlinked so that we can create 360-degree view of the activities of the user for his purpose only. So these many APIs we have integrated, like Parichay for single sign-on, GovDrive for uploading the document internally through the platform, Bhasini API I have discussed, Collab files I have discussed, then we have AI chatbot, Swagatam for Gate Pass. Then all these meeting platforms we have integrated, Bharat VC, WebEx, C.Meet is for Department of Telecommunication, then Google Meet, and MS Teams and Zoho Meeting we are working on for the integration. Executive dashboard, I missed few names, like we have discussed CPGrams, LIMS, RTI, e-office, APMS. I missed out PIB also. Press Information Bureau feed are being shown here. And apart from that feed, we are giving the sentiments of that feed. What is the sentiment? Then we have 10% GBS, that AMDonor related some applications we have integrated. Then calendar syncing module we have, like we have seen that senior officers who are using, managing their calendar in Google or Outlook, that can be synced both way. So initially they can be synced from their Google Calendar to Gov intranet platform, and then the meeting can be scheduled for the future in this platform. The benefits which I was talking about, like we are claiming that almost 75% or more, we are reducing the time for scheduling the meeting. Like if we schedule a virtual meeting, then multiple activities we need to perform, like we have to have, if Bharat VC we are scheduling a meeting, then we have to have credentials in that, then log in, then create virtual meeting link, taking link to share, then adding the participants, sharing the link, all parties. So all these activities, if we do in our traditional system, it almost takes 3 minutes or more. But through this system, we claim that 10 seconds is more than enough to do all these activities. Same with offline meeting. Here, one extra activities we need to perform is to find out the meeting venue, meeting room, and the availability of meeting room. So we are, in every ministry, we have listed how many meeting rooms are there, if a meeting is scheduled, and if a meeting venue admin is there, he will moderate, he will approve the venue venue allocation, he will allocate, then only the meeting can be scheduled in that room. So all these activities again automated, so no need to check manually whether the room is available or not. Then we have minutes of meeting, as I have discussed. If it is recorded mode, then it usually takes more than 25 minutes, but through this draft mode is generated in 3 minutes only. Then rescheduling I have discussed. So very in brief, I would discuss about the onboarding process. So ministry, usually we demonstrate at the senior level, JS and above level, and then we showcase the platform offering capabilities, and then a request from the ministry comes. Recently, our secretary, MeitY, issued a DO letter to all the all the secretaries of the ministries about this platform and to roll out the application in their respective ministries. So we demonstrate and we get some request mail from the ministry, and then we need few information, only 4 information we need, because few ministry wants to onboard some set of users, not all the users. So all the users which they want to onboard, the list with the name, designation, mobile number, and email ID requires, and then we onboard, and immediately the application is being accessed by them. Then few of the training programs, many training programs we have conducted, and Recently, we have done some metaverse. We have developed training metaverse platform where the user can come in his avatar and he can attend the meeting. The CG hall, MeitY CG hall, we have prepared the digital twin, and it is exact replica of that hall. And any participant, suppose I am scheduling a meeting, a link of metaverse is generated as we generate for Google Meet and other Meet, and is sent to the participant. He can come and then he can join the meeting. And if he's making his camera on, then his face, in his avatar, his face will be visible. And it is bit engaging. If you conduct a meeting in Google Meet, and if you conduct in Metaverse, then Metaverse you will find that more engaging meeting you can have. So for training, we are working on some gamification model, so that suppose we are creating a game where car racing game is there, and the car is moving and it is capturing the petrol and all. And if after some time, once he finishes one milestone, some question is asked, and then some training module we are creating. So all those initiatives we are adapting to promote and to roll it out in ministries. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Inspired by the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative of the Government of India, Collab Files is an indigenous, state-of-the-art, integrated, interoperable, shareable, secure, reliable platform to offer a suite of services, office services, namely creation and collaboration of documents, spreadsheets, and presentations, so as to facilitate government enterprises of India to function more efficiently. To elaborate on this initiative, I would like to invite Shri Chhatrasal Chandra, scientist team MeitY. Shri Chandra has been associated with MeitY for 10 years, and within the Digital Governance Division, he spearheads initiatives that advance e-governance and enhance digital service delivery. He has driven major projects such as Open Governance Data, Pragati VC, e-Tal, and the Bharat Exchange platform, all of which foster open data access and collaboration. Please join me in welcoming him.
Good afternoon. So I know sessions after lunch is little hard anyway. So respected DG NIC sir, DDGs from NICs, CIOs, WIMs, friends of on the dais, girls and boys. So before going forward on Collab File, I will let you give a story about how we start this. So in MeitY, our division is Digital Governance Division. Usme Mr. Santosh Patel is there. His responsibility is to prepare a consolidated document from the digital governance and submit to the higher authorities. So in Digital Government Division, we have around 20-25 people working. And taking input from each person is a tremendous task, because nobody give their information in time. Sometimes the information from the implementing agencies did not come. So this is the one task. And the another is consolidating all the information in a single document and then do the formatting and everything is another time-taking task. So one of the solution is Google Doc, but we cannot share all the information on Google Doc. So we create our in-house office suite for preparing presentations, spreadsheets, and Word document. So the vision is to establish a state-of-art, shareable, secure, reliable, and scalable platform to offer a suite of office services to all government employees. So why Collab File? So after we have initiated this project 1.5 years back. So on a pilot basis, we use this application in our in-house in MeitY to see how efficient it is. And we are surprised that input from Mr. Santosh is it reduced almost 92% of our time for creating a document on the information received from different teams. So, and the another hurdle is it also reduced the any errors while copy or paste of the some of the content, or their shapes, their intensity, how this information will convey, what is the impact, their lines and other thing. So this platform reduces our time almost 92% for preparing the data. So the other thing is in India, can anybody guess कि India का what is the expenditure on importing software applications? What is the ranking in UN? So, okay, let me tell you, out of 193 countries, India scores 76 rank. So we import huge amount of application. We made expenditure on huge amount of, on foreign applications. And one of the Microsoft Office is around 16 to 18%. Contribution of Microsoft Office is 16 to 18% of the overall expenditure. So with the help of DG NIC sir, this platform we have created, and this platform has many more features of what other our competitor give. Like we have introduced chatbot for any type of support. We can share this file to number of people. No, there is no restrictions on sharing of this data. You can share a particular portion of the file to anyone with limited time, with limited days, with read-only, write-only features. You can search, query-based search is also introduced, so that you can, if a RFP or some DPR will be prepared, you can directly search. You can directly put a query ki where is the contract writing of the tender or something, instruction to bidder, like that. You can create a spreadsheet for taking input from different employees of your organizations. This platform is used in various NIC's application. One of the my fellow friend is also told ki this platform is used in Gov intranet platform for making minutes of the meeting and other thing. So this platform is act as a DPI in a government ecosystem. Like Kapil sir sitting at the end, I request sir, you can use this platform in e-office tool, because most of we receive complaint from higher authorities that there is, when we copy or paste, then formatting is different or like that. So you can at least pilot this application in e-office application. So this platform is hosted in our national data center with perfectly DR and backups, so that the information would not lost in the case of any attack, or it is completely internet resilient. It is secure. You can sign any draft and directly create a receipt on your e-office. You can share. You can withdraw a document to the person whom you shared this document. Whenever anyone can edit, a separate version is created, so that you can monitor ki who person is which part of the sections. You can also put reminders to your team so that they can complete any task in a time-bound manner. It is integrated with e-office. It can access through Parichay, Jan Parichay. single sign-on is there. All the document is stored in a GovDrive platform of a particular employee. You can also send reminder through email or messaging app through Sandesh. So I have put some screens how these applications look like. So this is the login through either Parichai or Jan Parichai. So through Parichai, this is same as you follow. Most of us, I think, using Parichai here. So this is, you can directly see. Jan Parichai, if other than government can use this platform. So this is the dashboard. When you create a folder or a file, you see the dashboard. And also whenever anyone can share the data to you, then a separate file on his name has been created, and the shared file will be kept on those folder so that you can track whom sent. This is the receive folder. Receive files inside the folders. You can also transfer the file or any responsibilities to others, so that in the dashboard the responsibility will be shifted to some other person. You can create, manage file folder. These are all our features I have listed here. So this is the first look how the document editor will be look like, and I request all use this and give your feedback. The actual impact will be seen based on your feedback. This is the spreadsheet editor. We have kept as many as functions available in the Office suite to this platform. You can also protect seat. You have also protect seat for category of person which you share, and it can be kept open for the category of person you want to share. This presentation, this reduces almost 92% of our time in formatting, in finalizing the presentation received from different teams. You can also create a folder. In that folder, you can create different files. You can upload, and it will automatically adopt the format of the uploaded document. You can add address book. You can give actions to any of your team members. So this is how we share the file. So like through email ID, through if you want to share through group or through Sandesh app, it is available. So these are all forwarding and e-office. You can share in a different mode like read-only, editable, or further restrict to share further the document to others. So enormous number of facilities we have provided. You can share that for any file in time-bound manners. You can message whatever message you want to the team so that they can immediately start working on any of the file. So this is the format of email and SMS and Sandesh app. Such type of message we receive, you can customize those messages also. So when you share a document and the further it will be shared by your team, then the trees look like that. So you can trace when this document is further shared. You can also share this document to the public link where @gov.in email is not available. You can also withdraw anytime to a particular person or a group of persons. Send reminders. You can move the file from one folder to another. You can rename. All facilities are there. You can transfer the ownership. You can delete, and the delete will be on the bin, so that in case if wrongly deleted, then you can recover. You can view the detail, who created the file, where it was shared, when it was closed, or it is on not closed format. AI tool has been integrated. You can convert any document to any language through Bhashini engine. And other government app tools, you can use PDF converter for converting Word document to PDF document, or vice versa. This is the Gov Drive. Whenever you save any file, then it is stored in the Gov Drive platform initiated by NIC. You can search any file. So we kept very handy for anything you want to search, by keyword, by name, by content, anything. You can also get the notification whenever a person shares data. So this is the team of NIC. You can contact in case if you have any queries. We also provide training in case you want. All the CIOs, you can promote this application to your team and at least give us a feedback that how it saves your time, how it is more reliable. Like we use all the consolidation of all the informations for e-Samiksha, any information to be submitted to cabinet, quarterly review by the cabinet secretary. So you can use this platform for any kind of information you want to create, you want to collate, and anything. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chandra sir. Our next presentation is on BharatX, which is a national scale sector agnostic unified data exchange solution. This initiative will streamline data sharing among government entities, G2G, and between government and private entities, G2X and X2X, fostering data-driven innovation, promoting evidence-based policymaking, and unlocking new avenues for inclusive growth. I would like to invite Ms. Ritu Ghai, Scientist E, Data Exchange Informatics Division, NIC, to edify the audience about BharatX.
Good afternoon, everyone. Presentation. Before I proceed with BharatX, Bharat Data Exchange Platform, I will just like to give some brief background and what is the need of a data exchange. So in 2012, NDSAP policy was formulated. National Data Sharing and Accessibility Policy was formulated by Data DST, and the implementation guidelines were set. The purpose is to proactive release of non-personal open data by various ministries, department, organizations, and state. With this objective, the data.gov.in platform was developed, and all the data were published, all the non-personal open data was published on this platform. And over a period of time, there was a need of a license. The purpose is to give a legal framework, the user, the legal entity, so that how they can use that data which they are downloading from the data.gov.in, whether they can use, reuse, they can publish, create derivatives out of it, and whether they can commercialize and non-commercialize, for what purpose they can use it. Based on this NDSAP policy, there was a NDSAP cell was formulated under each ministry, and this was headed by chief data officers. Their main responsibility to release the ministry-specific data on that portal. They collate the data, verify it, and send it to the PMU for metadata entry and then publishing on the OGD platform. The OGD, this is the ecosystem of the OGD platform. Currently, we have 4 lakh plus data sets, and the Dublin Core Metadata Standard is being followed for better discoverability of data sets. On this platform, the users can download data in various open formats, be it CSV, JSON, XML. Apart from these open formats, data is also available through APIs, a secure way of securely downloading the data. We have also some associated portals like Community, Event, and Visualize. If I proceed with the journey of OGD, the OGD started in 2012 under the NDSAP policy, and then OGD 2.0, where we totally revamped the technology behind the OGD and created a microservice-based architecture. The purpose is to have a machine-to-machine data sharing through APIs by default. One more objective was to have a state-specific SaaS instances. Currently, OGD has 11 state-specific SaaS instances. They are uploading their respective state data by various CDOs. There is a strong feedback and grievance redressal mechanism on the OGD platform. In 2023, there was a need for a national scale sector agnostic data exchange platform. Till OGD was, OGD is primarily focusing on the open data. Now there was a need to have a platform where the restricted data sets can be published. The providers can monetize their data sets based on their requirement. So the pilot platform was created, and with only basic functionalities. Now our team is working on and developing the gov.in BharatX platform, which basically allows us not only to publish open data sets, but also the registered and restricted data sets. It also gives access of also give provision to the data providers to monetize their data sets. What is the need of a data exchange platform? Right now, there are so many data platforms, and each data platform is publishing data based on some policy. So it becomes very difficult for users and researchers to find a data set at one place. They will have to go to various platforms to look for a specific data. So there is a need that India should have one umbrella platform, an umbrella solution, which will break the silos, which will ease the task of various users to download the data from one location itself. So the features which we have envisaged in data exchange are, it will empower government and private stakeholders to exchange non-personal data under G2G, G2X, and X2X use cases. It will develop robust, scalable, secure, and trusted data exchange solution. It will promote the data discoverability and innovation. Then metadata standard, that's a very important thing. To have a better discoverability of data sets on any platform, we should have a good metadata standards. In data exchange platform, we are planning to have DCAT metadata standard, which is released or developed by Data Exchange Group of W3C, World Wide Web Consortium. Next is the fifth point is the external data portal. Suppose the data providers doesn't want to publish their data on the BharatX. What they can do is they can host the data on their platform itself, and they just need to share the metadata. The last point is the marketplace. This platform will enable us to create a marketplace through which the data providers can monetize their data sets. They can create various models where they can specify that if somebody wants to download, one-time download our data, they can charge some amount, and if they want it to be through APIs and have a stream of data, then monthly subscriptions, annual subscriptions, where subscriptions would be there. This is the basic ecosystem which we have envisaged. There will be the basic two entities, the providers and the consumers. The providers could also be the consumer for some other departments and vice versa. There will be an exchange, gateways will be there. There will be two gateways, API gateway and a payment gateway for monetizing. Various tools will be there. We will have community forum, visualization engine. This is the big ecosystem which we have envisaged. The basic components of this data exchange would be, apart from the data provider and the consumers, we will be having an open source architecture and code base. Authentication and authorization will be by single sign-on Jan Parichay. Open metadata standard will be the DCAT metadata standard for better discoverability of data sets. The cataloging of all the data sets across India would be there on this platform, be it open, registered, or restricted. The transformation engine is a very good feature which will enable the data providers to basically, if they have one API, they can merge the two columns on the fly. They can check for PII. They will be able to mask and anonymize their data sets before publishing it on the platform and before the consumer consumes it. We will also have dashboard and analytics, both for the consumers and the providers based on their requirements. The providers will also be able to monitor and manage their APIs. They will be able to see how many consumers are using their APIs and in what frequency. They can handle through the API gateway. They will be able to handle the throttling and other things. Policy and license is again an important feature. Since we have observed that various departments are publishing data under different policies, so what they can do is the platform will provide a provision. They can register their policy on this platform, and through this, while creating the access models, which I will be explaining in detail in further slides, they can specify that this data set they are publishing on this platform under a particular policy and a license. Then data access model and digital agreements I will be taking up. A visualization engine will help the users, providers, and consumers both. They will be able to visualize. They can create mashups either by using the data which is on the BharatX, or they can upload clean data on from their local machines, or they can take it from other, with the help of connectors from other portals. Sandboxing is again an important feature for data providers, where they can test their APIs before publishing it or publish it on the BharatX platform. They can also create access models, test everything. It's like something like a pre-prod environment before going to the prod environment. Next, API gateway and payment gateways for monetizing and handling the throttling. The access model, data access model, is a new concept which we have introduced over here. We all know that there are 3 access types, not the access model, 3 access types: open, registered, and restricted. Under open, like on the OGD platform, we have open data sets. Means anybody can come and download the data sets. It's openly available. There is no need of sign-in, no registration is required. But if we want a specific specific set of users to access this, or we want to monitor who all are downloading our data sets, then we can have a registered data access type, wherein only the registration is required, no authorization or permission from the provider is required. Next is the restricted access, wherein not only the registration, but also the authorization is required. From this, I mean that suppose I want to, the particular department wants to give an access to all the data sets to maybe IIT or any research or organization. So what they can do is, or based on some email ID, like all the email IDs with @iit.gov.in will have this access. So they can do is, they can open the data under the, publish the data under the restricted access. So whenever the user will register to the portal, they will not be able to access the data. They will raise the request will go to the data provider. Once the data provider authorizes or approves, then only the consumer will be able to access. But at the same time, if there is if the department has monetized it, they are asking for some payment, then the user will have to do the payment first, and then only they will be able to get the data. Here the new concept is the data access model. It's basically a packaging of multiple things, multiple conditions. Like the first thing is the distribution. The distribution as per DCAT metadata standard, it's a data. Data could be in the form of API, files, transform data, or any artifacts which we have created out of the data. Then the access type. While creating the access model, the user first will specify this is the data set. I want to publish this data set under which access type. The access type will be open, registered, and restricted. Then he will specify under which policy this data set will be accessible. And then the license. Additional, apart from the policy and license, if he wants to specify any other terms and conditions, then he can specify the additional terms and conditions. And the last is the rate limit, validity, and there are so many things like the pricing can also be specified. This complete package, we are calling it as access model. So let me explain this through an example. Suppose any department is having one API with comprising of 10 fields. This is an AQI example I have taken. The department is not required to create any other API. From this single API, they can create multiple access models. In this example, I'm just showing the 3 access models they can create from this API. So first one is the basic. The basic is, while creating an access model, the name is the basic. Access type is open. So the first 6 fields of this API, the provider can specify only these 6 fields will be accessible as a basic access model. Means anybody can come and download this data set. No registration is required. Now he has created another model, which is a standard access model, wherein he is giving 8 fields. Now 8 fields under a registered access means the login is required before accessing this data set. Apart from this, if the payment is required, in this case, only in registered and restricted case, because we will be able to monitor who is accessing this data set, the department can, or ministry, or anybody can, or basically the data provider can specify the payment. In the last advance, he can specify all the fields will be accessible, will be given as a restricted access to XYZ, maybe any user type, anything, anybody. So here I have only created the 3 access models, but in reality, I can create n number of access models out of one single API. Department doesn't need to, or the provider doesn't need to create any new API. They can check for the PI, they can anonymize it, they can mask any field, they can club 2 fields. If they want, the current API is having wind minimum and wind maximum, then they can have single wind speed as a column and they can club the 2 fields. So this all access model creation will be at the on the fly by the data provider through the portal itself. The last concept is the digital agreements. There are 2 agreements on the portal. These 2 agreements would be generated on the fly. The first one is between the data provider and the unified data exchange platform. Basically, the purpose is while he is publishing any data set, while he is creating the access model, he will be specifying this is the data set. Under this policy license, I will be publishing this data set. So this agreement will be generated on the fly that I agree to the terms and conditions laid down by the platform. The second agreement is the data access agreement. It is basically between the provider and the consumer. Consumer here agrees to the terms and conditions specified by the data provider in the access model. So he will specify that this is the access model I am purchasing, this is the validity of my access model, and I agree to the terms and condition of the access model. I think that's it from my side. These are the 2 concepts which we have introduced. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ritu ma'am. S3 WAS, which is Secure, Scalable, and Sugamya Web Application Platform, is an initiative by the Government of India aimed at enhancing security, scalability, and accessibility of government websites. It provides a standardized framework for developing and hosting secure government websites with an emphasis on accessibility for all users, including those with disabilities. To talk about S3 VAS, may I request Sri Sandeep Gupta, Scientist D, Web Technology Division, NIC, to kindly give a presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. So today I'm here to talk about S3 VAS. So S3 VAS is basically a platform to generate government websites. So it provides a way to generate website in an easier manner. User does not have to know technical knowledge to create any kind of government website. It simplifies the process of building as well as managing the website. The website generated out of S3 VAS are secure, scalable, and Sugamya. So by Sugamya, basically we means accessible. Accessible basically means it should be accessible over mobile, tablet, as well as it should be accessible to the person with disability. The S3 VAS, while developing the S3 VAS, what we have done is we have tried to make sure the processes are automated. It is completely dashboard driven. From choosing the theme to certifying the website for STQC certification, everything is dashboard driven. So generally when a person tries to create a website, he needs to follow certain processes. First of all, like he needs to create a information architecture for the website, then he needs to create a design for the website, then he needs to develop a CMS, then he will be do the development, hosting, security audit, and then go for the certification for the STQC. Now there are certain processes that needs to be followed, and each requires a specific skill set, and it is kind of very hard to find a single person to manage all kind of skill set. So in S3 VAS, what we have done is we have automated most of the processes, and end user just has to do customization of the website. They just need to put their content on the website, and everything will be taken care by the S3 VAS team. Once customization is done, they can make their website live, and they can go for the STQC certification process. So few of the features of S3 VAS are like all the themes are accessible to the person with disability. It is compliant to all the accessibility GIGW guidelines provided by STQC. It is friendly to assistive tools like screen readers. We have also launched this scheme with ACSS where STQC can certify the website for accessibility. And then right now, like as we know, all the people generally use websites on mobile or tablets. So all the websites developed under S3 VAS are totally responsive. So website generated on S3 VAS are GIGW compliant, and they follow W3C web content accessibility guidelines. We have done all around 27 themes on S3 VAS. All the themes are accessible and STQC certified. So website generated out of S3 VAS are compliant with GIGW. But now what user needs to make sure when they are putting the content on the website, they have to make sure that content is accessible. So while, for example, let's say they are putting an image. So they need to make sure that they are putting a proper alt tag for that image. Okay, when they are putting a document, they need to make sure they don't put a scanned document. And even if they need to put a scanned document, they put an accessible version, which has the textual version of that document on the website, so that a screen reader can read those documents. So initially, we started this S3 VAS in 2018, and we developed it for districts. And we developed around 15 themes for district, and all those themes are certified by STQC. So these are the themes which we developed for STQC, for districts. Then later on, we developed few themes for ministries and departments. Then we also got district e-codes. So all the district e-codes websites are now on S3 VAS. So few themes we have also developed for e-codes. Last year, we developed this Kendriya Vidyalaya platform on S3 So now around 1,000 websites are on S3 for Kendriya Vidyalaya. So Kendriya Vidyalaya headquarter, regional, zonal, and around 900 plus school websites are also on S3 So we have developed specific themes for Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan and schools. And last year, we have also developed Supreme Court of India on S3 When we started the S3 it was mostly static in nature, but later on, we have also developed this platform to have more integration with APIs. So this Supreme Court of India has lots of APIs, so it is mostly API-driven website where a person can come and find their case status and all. The website also, the platform itself provide a multilingual capability. So we have integrated with 19 Indian languages. User can make their local language as the primary language of the website. E-committee of the website itself works in 13 languages. And user can add any languages. If he does not find that language in the option, then he can connect to us, and then we can add that language on the platform. And we have also provided right to left support on this. See, we are providing the language support, but we are not doing the automatic translation. Translated content needs to be put by the department or the website user. But now we are also integrating with Bhashini, which provides on-the-fly translation. So with S3 we are providing customization at the level of layout, branding, color scheme, menu item components. Like user can customize the layout of the website without changing a single line of code. We don't provide any access to the code for the user. So we have provided an interface where user can drag and drop and change the layout of the website. They can change the branding, color schemes, like let's say after 6 months, they want to give a fresh look to the website. So they just need to change the theme of the website, and it will get a fresh look. It will take hardly 5 seconds, and they don't have to write a single line of code. And we have provided a standard information architecture, but they can still customize that. So menu items are also customizable. And we have created several components like schemes, services, public utilities, documents, photo gallery, who's who, which they can customize as per their requirement. So this is like we have created information architecture. And what information architecture does is it helps end user to find the information easily on the website. So if they have to find a particular event, they can go to the event section. If they want to, let's say, for a district website, if they want to find the DM details, they can go to the who's who sections of the website. So in S3 what we have done is we have created a proper information architecture. Most of the government websites generally have like similar kind of information architecture. At least 80% of the information are common. Like they need to have about us section, document section, who's who section, photo gallery, media gallery, scheme, services. Most of the websites will have this kind of information on their website. So we have created all these components. Now user needs to just put the content inside those sections. So we have used a pretty easy to use content management system, which is WordPress, what we are using. So as you can see, we have created several content types to manage different contents like documents, services, schemes. And we have also integrated with social media platforms so that content can be shared across different platforms. So here is the technology stack for S3 S3 is totally built on open source technology and totally in-house. So we are using WordPress as a CMS. Database, we are using MariaDB. Then it is totally built on containers. For managing the containers, we are using Kubernetes. The files are stored in object storage, so we are using Ceph for that. We are also using CDN for static content. So this is global content delivery network we are using. Then we have Influx, DB, Prometheus, Grafana for resource and infrastructure monitoring. We are using Elasticsearch and Logstacks and Kibana for log and traffic analysis. Earlier, we were using like Kubernetes for managing the infra, but now we are using Rancher because Rancher provides an interface to manage the whole infrastructure. Any website built on S3 will also come up with an inbuilt application firewall. So right now in NIC, if you want to put a website behind application firewall, they need to contact cybersecurity team. But with S3 application, the website from day one comes behind the application firewall. So any security threat can be mitigated at that point. Then we have a robust deployment architecture. Everything is centrally managed. So anything, for example, if there is any WordPress update, any plugin updates, or if there is any security issue comes, since it is on open source technology, so there can be issues in the code or any plugin that will be centrally managed by us. And if any user, let's say, go for a STQC certification, and if STQC finds any issues with respect to the code or any functionality, that will be fixed by S3's core team. Similarly, hosting and scalability is also managed by us. The end user will only get an interface to manage the content. It is integrated with Parichai and Jan Parichai, so end user will only be managing the content of the website. They are not bothered about the technology, security, and scalability of the websites. And the website which is generated on S3 is on SSL. So when a user onboards on S3, we provide them a random string, and within half an hour, their websites are ready with dummy content. Now what they need to do is, they just need to put their content, and then they can do a DNS. We have also made the automation of security audit. Like for hosting a website in NIC, you need to make sure you got a security clearance from the CST. So what we have done is, the core of the S3 is same for each website. We have different variations of the website, like Supreme Court has a different version, ministries and department has a different version, but the core is same. So what we have done is, we get this core audited from cybersecurity team, and then we, using the APIs, we generate those security certificates on the fly for the end user website. So when they click the launch website button, they get a security certificate within a span of 2 minutes. So they don't have to go for any security clearance. They don't have to put any code behind like security audit or do a manual scan. Everything is managed by S3 team. We also provide a disaster recovery mechanism. So every website on S3 also have a DR in place. So in case there is some issue on, let's say, primary data center, all the website will move to the DR without doing any DNS change. That is also automated. So user does not have to worry about that also. So for onboarding, end user will go to S3 and they fill up a website generation form. They will choose a theme, provide basic details, like who is the technical user of the website, who is the administrative user of the website, and then they will click a button, and within 30 minutes, a website will be generated. And there is a certain process which they need to follow, like they need to generate a auth letter. They need to get it signed and upload on the system. Then they will do the secure content migration. Once content is migrated, they will send us for content migration checklist. We will check whether user has put the content in a proper way or not. Like we have provided them a platform, we have given them an information architecture, but what if the end user has deleted everything? So we will not make those kind of site live. Or if they have not put in the content in a proper way, like they have put in like scanned images, scanned documents, alt are not provided. So we created a checklist, and we have a tool for that runs on that checklist. So we will generate a report. If the tool finds some issues, we will revert to the user that please fix these issues before going live. So once those issues are fixed, then user will again come to us, then it will be made live. They just need to do a DNS change. We also provide pre and post migration support. We provide, like we have wikis, online manuals. We do online workshops to manage the migration. So this is the current coverage of Srivas. We started in 2018 with districts in mind, and now we have like almost 85 to 90% district websites on Srivas. We also have 100% district e-courts websites on Srivas. We are managing Maharashtra department, Uttarakhand department, Raj Bhavan, several state portals. Supreme Court of India also on Srivas. Then we also have 8 central ministries websites on Srivas. 50 e-counseling websites are also on Srivas. Recently, we have also launched NIC website, NIC main websites on Srivas. All the NIC state center websites are also on Srivas. So right now, we are managing around 2,800 live websites on Srivas, and by month end, it will be around 3,000. Thank you.
Sugamya Web is an accessibility testing tool. To elaborate more on this, may I request Ms. Sunita Singh, Scientist T, Web Technology Division, NIC, to elucidate on Sugamya Web.
Good evening to all. Today I'm going to brief about one tool which we are using for accessibility testing. Actually, nowadays we are hearing more and more about the accessible website, because nowadays everybody, like our government, is trying hard to reach every person, every citizen of the country, irrespective of their physical ability. So the information giving to everyone, irrespective of their physical ability, reaching to those persons who are not at all through with the internet and about its the power of the internet. Government is developing sites and ensuring that these sites, what the information given on the seat sites, what the government offer to the citizen, that reach to everyone. So for that, the site needs to be accessible. So to ensure that the websites that the government is making for the citizens must be accessible to everyone, we need to make the site accessible, and for that we need some tools which ensure that whatever the sites is offering, that is being accessible to everyone. So to support this initiative, we have one tool which is called Sugamya Web tool. And this tool, how this tool came into existence, that is like through a innovation challenge which are being organized, given by NIC. And this Sugamya Web tool of this innovation challenge, some startup has come up to take this challenge. The challenge was held in multiple stages and evaluated by a panel including experts in accessibility technologies from industries and government. And then Sugamya Web, this tool uses the automation and intelligence system to generate detailed audit report, and it offer the practical guidance that where the accessibility is lacking. So this tool basically give or guide the user who develop the sites that how this website is not accessible to the person, to the differently able person. So basically this tool generate a detailed audit report, and the website information manager from the different ministries department are being sensitized on this the use of this tool to enhance the accessibility of their websites. So this is the automated accessibility testing tool which offer the inclusivity, compliance, and this cost saving. The key feature of this tool is it provides the automated accessibility testing, which is like it conduct tests based on WCAG norms, and it quickly identifies the issues such as where the, it's given an example, like where the alt text is missing, where the labels are missing, where the contrast errors are there. So these tools gives you all these errors in detail, and it gives a user-friendly interface to the user, and it simplifies the testing process with the workflow. And this gives us the comprehensive report, and it gives also the compliance testing, like how these testings are being done, and where the, how many test results have been generated and how many have resolved. So the tracking could be done through this testing. And why this Sugamya Web? What this Sugamya Web tool offer? Actually, it identifies the accessibility issues, giving taking as a WCAG guideline under this AA and AAA level, and it gives the detailed issues description, explain the problem, where the exact problem, and what would be the impact of this problem. And it also gives the actionable recommendations, like what steps should the user take so that this error can be removed. So the step-by-step solution can be tailored to the website owner, that how this could be resolved. It also gives the snippet of the common issues fixing. Like it's take you to exactly that code location where the issues are there, so the developer can go straight to that code and rectify this. And the compliance tracking is there, it's monitor the progress and fix and implement it. Now this Sugamya Web is accessible through this Parichya login. It gives a simple interface through which any user can log in through their Parichya credential. It comes with a dashboard where user can see their testing, user can see what are the website registered under this login, and they can manage their test and manage their website. Manage their test, like they can run a multiple test for the single website, and they can also run the test for their different websites also. So it also facilitates to run the test in the, it allow you to custom test your create your custom test. Like you don't want to go for full site testing. It allow you to create a custom testing where you can just specify some pages and test that pages also. So it gives you the that facilities, and generate the test report with the comprehensive test report, that how this, what are the issues are in this. So these test reports are generated into that. And so there are some important notes. Actually, it covers the WCG guideline, but all the issues, means all the points given in the guideline cannot be tested automated. So it has some manual points which needs to be tested manually. So it doesn't, like if the site runs and get 100% scores, it doesn't mean the site gets automatically accessible. It has some point which is not being tested, which is not in the capacity of testing it automatically. So it has to go through the manual testing. So it needs to be tested manually. There are Sugamya Web is a tool to test the site and get the report generated about the accessibility, but it does not specify, it does not give you a certificate for that if you score well, like if you got 99 or 100, so it does not certify anything. It just assists you that your site is much more accessible. But for certification, you need to approach any certification agency, like we have GIGW from STQC, so you can approach, user can approach to get the certification. And it is, like the current limitation for this site is, it is only available for the NICNet site. Like this, all those sites which are hosted in NICNet, only those sites can be, right now can be tested. But we are just looking for the other purview also. And so these are some sites, like statistic of that. Like currently this is 650 websites are onboarded and 4+ sites are tested. So these are some statistics. And it is going, and more departments are coming to check the accessibility of their sites. So these are like just some statistic, and just thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. May I request Shri Yatindra Saxena, Senior Director IT NIC and HOD Web Technology Division, to felicitate the speakers on the dais. First to Om Pradyumna Gupta, Scientist T and HOD MeitY Projects Division NIC. Facing the dais. Thank you so much. Managing large-scale digital platform requires a strategic and harmonized approach. We will now have a panel discussion led by Shri Yatindra Saxena, Senior Director IT and HOD of Web Technology Division NIC. This panel brings together Shri Vikash Kumar Dubey, DDG Stat and CIO, Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, Shri Sanjay Pandey, DDG NIC, Ministry of Rural Development, Shri Jignesh Muchadia, Deputy Director, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. May I request the panel to grace the dais, please?
So, yeah. Good afternoon and welcome to this session on managing websites on Harmonized Government platform. To start with, I will say that website is the digital face of any organization. As we keep our face very appealing, so there is a requirement to keep our websites also very visually appealing. Because most of the people, citizens, this is the primary medium through which visitors or citizens access the information and services. For some of the websites, the hit counts are so high that I think that they are augmenting or they may replace in future the public relation counters. So this thing is going on and websites are turning up again and again, but there are some challenges which we are focusing. For example, Sandeep was giving a presentation on SWAS. So we have tried to have some visual appealing websites and which are GIGW compliant or DBM compliant. But most of though ministries, departments are doing their best, but still we feel that there are some challenges which they are facing. For example, if we start with, if we go to any website of Government of India, the information architecture is totally different. Suppose if I would like to access some press note, for one website, I have to go to some place or some tab or section. For other website, I may have to go to some other sub-menu or menu. And sometimes, while navigating, we have to put 5 or 6 clicks. Normally, as per the guidelines, we should be able to reach the content within 3 clicks. But so that's, and of course, the information which is being obtained is not up to date and not archived also. Similarly, if we see that UI UX is a main issue of the websites which are hosting. They are not color palettes and font and typography is not WCAG compliant. And very important thing is, in the present website, tone of the message. As in the previous session, Secretary Sir and MOS, Honorable MOS said, tone of message should be such that it should be very clear to the citizens. But we can see that our OMs and all those things, so some things are very, very in an administrative form that a common citizen cannot understand. And yes, because right now, ministry and departments are maintaining their own websites, so they are also maintaining their own infra. There's an issue of patches. Some say Drupals are not getting updated. And most important is bilingual content. See, if you see the ratio and percentage of the English to Hindi, so I can see the percentage of the Hindi content is very less as compared to the English content. And of course, there is no central dashboard for monitoring whether your SSL is so as to give the alerts to the CIOs when the SSL is getting outdated or expired and all those, when the audit is getting completed. So these are some of the challenges which are existing in today's website, although ministry department are doing their best to make their website accessible and more presentable. So to comprehend this, now we have, MeitY has come up with the gov.in CMS platform. This platform is offering what? It is offering a framework which is GIGW and DBIM compliant, number one. There is a placeholder in that website on CMS gov.in platform where we can easily avail the service of CCPS for getting the information, important messaging from the MyGov system. We are giving the multilingual support in 22 languages by using the Bhashni platform. There is a automated toolkit whose resources can be used to design and build your applications. DBI manual has been launched today morning that can set as an example for you how to make your websites DBM compliant. And last is, there is no need to bother on the infra. This is on the cloud, secure and scalable. And people do not have to focus on getting the servers or the cloud that this web technology division is taking care of. Only point which remains is how to manage your accessible contents because we are giving you a platform. So right now, 5 departments, we have made the website, DBM compliant websites for the 5 departments, and we have got CIOs and other officers from the 3 departments. And so to start with, first I would be asking Dubey sir, I think you are from Department of Drinking and Water and Sanitation. Our team was with you for the last 6 months. We are your website, existing website data, we have migrated to the CMS platform, or government in CMS platform, and very soon you will also be planning to launch your exemplar website as we did in the morning when Honorable Minister launched our website. So, sir, what are your views on this government in platform and the harmonization of the contents? Because we had a good association with you for the last 3-4 months. So there must be some challenges also, some expectation also. So, sir, we would like to know your views on this.
So I'd like to tell the audience that in the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, we have 2 schemes running, which is one is the Jal Jeevan Mission and the other is the Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. So we have the entire rural government of India information with us about the rural data, villages level information we have with us. So we had to rethink how we structure and communicate this information which we have to the general public. So we have to create a more dynamic website we had, and we took a very strategic decision and a very timely decision to migrate to this website. Now there are a number of benefits associated with this website. One is that we have a role-based access control of the system. And we have got a unified approach to content creation and uploading it with a role-based access control where everybody has got a role, what has to be uploaded, and so there's a uniform integration of what we are uploading on these websites. Also, the dashboard which we have is, there are multiple teams also working. It's not limited to a single person, so multiple teams can upload that information. So we can have a very intuitive dashboards or the website which is going to come up. Also, there is a very effectively collaborate with our stakeholders, what they want, and plus there's a multimedia linkages here on the website where we can tell the data in a story format. So this is going to be very helpful once we move to this website. The difficulties and the challenges which we face currently is that restructuring the content of the old website to the new website. Now there is a limitation of the size, so migrating to the new website will be a big limitation. Also, this website, though it's very positive also that it's multilingual, but to migrate into a multilingual framework, it's going to be very challenging for us. So these are the initial challenges and the positives I feel of these websites. And we have taken steps, and we feel that it will bring a lot of change in dissemination of the information. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I have one more question for our DORD. Sir, as you know, the Department of Rural Development manages large-scale programs that impact millions across the country. With your website now structured on the government in CMS, how do you plan to leverage its features, such as improved accessibility, mobile responsiveness, and multilingual support to enhance citizens' engagement once the site goes live?
Okay, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Actually, I'm from Department of Rural Development. So we are having some of the major databases, or we are having some of the large schemes being run by the Department of Rural Development. Some of the major schemes are NREGA, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, which is having around 2.20 crore beneficiaries in PMAYG, as well as around 33 crore beneficiaries are in MG NREGA. So basically, if we see, all these schemes are basically meant for the rural masses. Again, if we come to the question, again, accessibility is a major problem at rural area because everyone doesn't have the, you can say, the desktop system. Though S3 was platform and our present website already give the solution of mobile. But I think as per this website is GIGW 3.0 compliant, so it is giving more mobile-friendly access to the rural citizen. This is point number one. The second thing, because as I told you earlier, basically our beneficiaries are entirely from the rural India. So multiple language access is a major problem in the present website. Though our present website is in Hindi and English, but I think in this platform with integration of website with Bhashani, we will have more outreach as far as Indian languages are concerned, Indian masses are concerned. So obviously it will give a better citizen experience and better outreach of our main website. Third one, because as we already, security is a major concern nowadays. And obviously because it's a single platform, the security may be taken care by the central team, centrally. And last one, see, actually lot many schemes are cross-platform scheme. Let me give you an example. In our department, we run a scheme we call Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. Basically, it is giving housing to the rural masses. But another department, that is, I think someone is from MOTA, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, they run a similar type of scheme, Pradhan Mantri Janman. In that scheme, they are giving houses to the tribal, especially in tribal area. So what is there? In case of because our ministry is already giving houses, and we got the beneficiary got information about PM Janman from that MOTA website, because obviously centralized content is there. So obviously he may be well aware about the second scheme also. He'll go whenever he wants to reach their state authorities or state government official, they will touch which scheme is more beneficial to the citizen. So these are the some of the benefits we will get from the this website. Another one is obviously now we will develop our content, we will develop our SOPs, we will develop our guidelines as per the that revised format, and we are already, our IEC team and our ministry team is already on the way. So hopefully it will give us more outreach, it will serve the citizen in a better way, and it will be more fruitful to reach the rural masses in our revised website format. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I have a question for my colleague from MSDE. Given the vast amount of program-related data, tenders, and reports that MSDE publishes, how has the CMS platform, which has been offered through gov.in DBM compliant platform, improved internal workflows for content management, and what steps are being taken to ensure content accuracy and timeliness post-launch?
So first of all, I would really like to thank Ministry of MeitY to have considering our ministry too for this DBIM website that including we with the team of DBIM and our NIC team have also demonstrated the version that is going to be launched, and we have circulated it in our ministries also and other stakeholders that to visit it and have comments, and we are very happy with the website because few of the offer things like persona-based browsing and all, because we have also very large schemes like PMKY, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. We have ITI ecosystem that are penetrating to even state levels and district levels. So considering that the big level of data we have, it was initially we needed to sync that with our current website, and but I'm again very thankful to MeitY that they have provided us a CMS system that has that content creator tool and approval tool. So with the help of those tools, we were able to migrate all the data, and we are actually real-time migrating all the data from our current website to our DBIM-based website. And also, we are looking forward to it that our each divisions and cells of our Mantralaya will have a DS and director level of those creator accounts at the CMS level, and our JS level at our CIO level will approve that content. So that way, we will make sure that all the contents that are posted on MSD will be accurate in nature, and again, it will allow us to have a more transparency in the governance. Furthermore, I would like to emphasize to the fact that since we have more schemes, just last or 1 or 2 weeks ago, cabinet announced our approval of new scheme of PMKVY. So this kind of things are very much helping us with the centralized content publishing system that we have. So all our social media platform, whatever we are trying to propose it to the media, again, it is automatically being fetched to our homepage of our Mantralaya's website. So it has been very wonderful experience, and we are looking, again, the Bhashini integration that we talk about it. It is helping us to reach those last mile candidates, the skill seekers, the skill providers, and it is really helping our Mantralaya to achieve all the goals that we have envisaged. And we are looking forward to it launching by our Honorable Minister of State as approved by competent authority. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, as per this discussion with all the three panelists, one thing is common that they have said that multilingual support is very important. And sir, I would like to tell you, once your content is ready in English, there are two ways through which you can avail the Bhashini services. One is the surface translation, that is the unvetted one. And other is the vetted services for which we have to pay to the Bhashini. So if you want to go for, say, English and Hindi version, English and Hindi being a paid version, so a vetting service, whatever amount is, that can be given to Bhashini. And for other 22 languages, 21 languages, we can directly go on the surface translation. So this thing, all the three panelists have mentioned. And the point number 2, which is very important, is the accessibility, which was mentioned by the speaker from DORD. And because it's very right, because your users are basically rural-based users, and they do not have computers or laptops, but they have got mobiles. So mobile responsiveness is the very important, and this our platform is offering to your users. And as far as MSD is concerned, they have talked about the personas. Personas is a very insightful feature which has been used, and we are taking it care. It is the targeted users of your website. For example, it's a Ministry of Commerce industry website, so the targeted users may be some investors or entrepreneurs and everything. So this persona will definitely help those sections of the people who visits your website very frequently. So with this word, I thank all my three panelists. And if there are any questions from audience side, you are most welcome to ask. Yeah. Kulkarni ji, boliye. Not audible. Can't hear you. Just a minute.
Hello,
Yeah.
am I audible? I am Nagaraj Kulkarni, HOD, DEPWD. My concern is, while making multilingual, there should be provision for disabled persons like IS, Indian Sign Language. Do you have any provision for them?
Right, it is not there, but we may be.
Yeah.
We may think of this, and this is a very important step also. We will note it down, and we will try to incorporate that thing, maybe in the coming versions of this.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So with this, we can conclude this session. Thank you to all my three panelists. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. May I request Shri Pankaj Kumar, Deputy Director IT, Web Technology Division NIC, to kindly felicitate the panelists. First to Shri Vikash Kumar Dubey, DDG Stat and CIO, Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation. To Shri Sanjay Pandey, DDG NIC, Ministry of Rural Development. To Shri Yatindra Saxena, Senior Director IT NIC. And to Shri Jignesh Muchadia, Deputy Director, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Thank you so much, panelists. We will commence with our next panel. Localization and performance optimization are essential for inclusive digital governance. The next set of speakers explore how localized content and performance-driven approaches enhance citizen engagement. I would like to request Shri Amitabh Nag, CEO, Digital India Bhashini Division, Shri Saurabh Rajpal, India Lead, Web Ecosystem Consulting, and Shri Shalibhadra Shah, Consulting Expert for Formulation of DBIM, to kindly grace the dais. Translation of services has been a latent demand of society. Among about 50 websites in which Bhashini services are available, there were 16 crore translation requests in the month of January alone. Yesterday, there were 36 lakh requests. To know more about what Bhashini has to offer, I would like to request Shri Amitabh Nag, CEO, Digital India Bhashini Division, to kindly apprise the audience.
Very good evening to all of you, my colleagues on the dais, as well as my friends in the audience. You know, I thought of creating a presentation to talk about it, but I think, you know, during the day you had heard about Bhashini multiple times, be it DBIM, be it SWAS, be it collab files. Everywhere we have seen that, Bhashni has been integrated. So I thought that, there's a secret very strong collaboration between NIC and the Digital India Bhashni division, which has resulted into these products and systems being available in 22 languages. And I thought that I should be discussing how it has been, the story of development of Bhashni, because it has been a evolved story of how a system in the emerging technology can be developed. So we started our journey in 2021 when Honorable Finance Minister actually talked about this service or this mission about, transcending the language barrier for the country, first trying to have the 22 languages in our fold. What we did was to collaborate with, the people who knew artificial intelligence and computational linguists and the languages across the country. There were about 70-odd research institutes, IITs, NITs, and other people who actually thought through about who were working in this particular technology to, move forward. We started working with them, and they were divided into 8 major projects. 8 major projects, and what are the problems which we were trying to solve there? The first problem was automatic speech recognition. That means computer should recognize what I am speaking. That is automatic speech recognition, ASR, if you call it in short. The second one was that if a computer has got encoded language, it should get translated into another language. That was text-to-text translation or machine translation, as we call it. That to 22 cross 22. That means you have 22 languages on this side of the, divide. So you are basically, translating into 22 languages. Then the third problem which was there was that machine should be able to speak out the 22 languages which are encoded into the computer. So it is text to speech, right? So we talked about automatic speech recognition, we talked about text to text, we have talked about text to speech, and the fourth problem was optical character recognition. That means whatever is there in the printed domain should be, the scanned image should now become machine readable. The scanned image is generally a JPG or a PNG as such. And then the important aspect of this is to look at how do we create digital dictionary of the country. And when we talk about digital dictionary, I'll talk about it more. Digital dictionary was also about talking about there are inherent cultural, socio-economic words in our system. Are they digital? They might be in vocabulary, and there are specific instances which are there, so are they there in your system? So those are the 5 set of problems which we tried to create. So we created 8 consortiums and 8 projects out of these 70-odd institutes, and they formed consortiums to solve this problem. When we started solving this problem, we realized another latent problem which is there, that the digital content on which the AI models would be trained are very few and very little as far as most of the Indian languages are concerned. There are 6 or 7 languages where the digital content was very high. So we were able to figure out that digital content and work on that digital content to actually make that, make the AI models trainable, or there can be data parallel corpus which can be generated to train the model. So we went on to embark on another project, which was to create the digital data out of nowhere. And mind you, many of these things which I'm talking about has not been done anywhere in the world. The creation of digital data was followed with the following process. We created an application which was on the mobile, employed about 300-odd people who would go down on the field, who will talk to the people who know the language. You will speak out the language or write the language, and you create a parallel, either a monolingual parallel corpus or a bilingual parallel corpus out of those people. So it's like on the mobile app, Taj Mahal's photograph would appear and we will say that speak about a paragraph on this and then translate it if it is required. This is how the digital data was created. And when we embarked on this service, we first initially launched this service with about 12 to 14 languages. We right now are on 22 languages. We soon will be in 36 languages and will be covering many of the tribal languages as well. So, you know, we would be mostly ubiquitous across the country. So when we solved these 5 problems, then we started doing deployment. And on, you know, one of the first deployment which happened was when Honorable Prime Minister tried to use it for the speech-to-speech conversation. And speech-to-speach conversation was basically that you have you create a pipeline of automatic speech recognition, text-to-text, and text-to-speech. So you get a speech-to-speech pipeline. And we did it in Tamil Mahasangam. Tamil Mahasangam was basically, you know, there were 300 people who were Tamil students who had come from Tamil Nadu, and rest of the people were in Hindi. And he was speaking in Hindi, and this was to be, you know, translated to Tamil only for those Tamil people who were there in the crowd. We did that successfully. But we learned one thing, which was there, that when we were actually translating the system, we found that we are, you know, we are basically sending chunks of speech with a kind of duration like 30 seconds or 15 seconds, and that was resulting into, you know, sentence breaking. When the sentence was broken, the context was getting lost. So what we did, went to the lab back, and then we developed something called voice activity detection. So we now have an offering called voice activity detection, learning from the deployment which we did. So that was one good thing. Then we came across with the second deployment, second thing. We went to NPCI, we wanted to deploy voice-based payment. Now we had a challenge that a normal automatic speech recognition algorithm actually says, when you say 100, it will say HUNDRED. That's how it will translate into this. So we needed that 100 to be translated into 100 if we have to actually take it for the financial transaction, because then only it can happen. So we then embarked into a journey to create what is called Invest Text Normalization, ITN, which became an offering of our service. Then we did more jobs with respect to what is supposed to be done when we are trying to translate speech to speech in a situation of this kind, where there can be multiple people speaking at the same time. So then we went on a journey to create a denoiser. So the noise has to be taken away with respect to what is to be done here. Then came the next job. You know, we said that, okay, if we start translating websites and we start deploying more, then people said that I have my own words, you know, Ministry of Labor and Employment said I have eShram, right? Skill Development said that I had SDIH, you know. I can't leave those because those were the names which have been Samvita, Swanidhi. All these are words which were not to be translated. It has to be transliterated because these are brand names. So we came up with a concept of glossary. And the glossary was basically a set of words which are brand names for that industry or that particular ministry or that particular state. And there is sometimes a general glossary, like the home in the main page in the website cannot be translated as ghar. When you're translating in Hindi, it has to be translated as mukprash. So, you know, there are multiple things which we try to learn out of it, and we created a thing called glossary. Now, the glossary was applicable everywhere. Like, for example, when we did the chatbot of Kumbh, we had, you know, Kumbh-specific glossary of about 400 words. In Kumbh, we faced another problem that when the chatbot was there, somebody can speak profanity, right? And if the profanity goes through the cycle of translation, transliteration, and question and answering, then it becomes insane. So we created what is called as a profanity blocker. Then the Kumbh people said that I have to do profanity blocker. Then I also have to warn the person who is speaking profanity on the chatbot, because this is not the way the service can be used. So we develop a profanity, we developed a system by which he would be warned as soon as he is spoken as profanity about this. When we moved on to next phase of our deployment, we started receiving, queries and the problem statements, which, we are now taking it forward. That is what we are encouraging for everyone to come up with. Like, we are working with your hospital group, which is basically trying to transcribe the doctor-patient conversation and take it for analysis. We worked with your Gujarat team, where the grievances are spoken and then a sentiment analysis is done. Grievances are spoken, so transcription is done, and then the sentiment analysis is taken up. We, again, are working with government of Bihar to have a transcript of, the Kethi, which is a language, which is a variant of Hindi, where the land records are put in, to get it OCR'd and worked upon it. And many of these problem statements are in fact brought in by NIC, where we either do a hackathon or a GIC or innovation challenge to take this forward into the sense of its conclusion. The hackathons or the GICs, DDG IVFRT today presented a problem that if a person comes to my desk and I know Hindi and the other person knows other language, can the conversation still happen and the visa can still be given, or the conversation can reach to a logical conclusion? And that is nothing but automatic speech recognition at both the ends and translation to the language which is required. Now, so the core technology is available. It has to be adapted to the specific situation, and the specific situation adaptation, we would like, along with you people, to encourage startups to build and give you the solution, just as Bharat VC has been done. And so I invite you, translation has not been, when I was sitting in this room waiting for the discussions to happen, somebody says, can you translate Proverbs? Nachna jane angan teda, can it be translated to its real meaning? I said, no, we have still some long way to go. So the long way to go cannot be possible unless and until, you all collaborate and talk to us to say that this is the challenges which we are facing, and you can come back. Mind you, the 50 websites where we have put across the translation plugin, and about 100-odd use cases on which we are working. In many of the cases, we have received active support from the user to improve the system. For Kumbh, for example, when we were doing the translation, we got about 240 words which were not having correct pronunciation, and we rectified them to ensure that the solution is delivered. So in the emerging technology domain, what we have to do is to handhold each other for a better future. AI has a potential to be deployed and improved only when you use it and only when you monitor it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Saurabh Rajpal, India lead from the Web Ecosystem Consulting team at Google, is going to share quick insights on why and how to fix performance issues for websites. The DBIM's performance enhancement section has been collated in consultation with Saurabh Rajpal and his Google team, who have also conducted a few workshops for NIC in the recent past.
All right, hello everyone, good afternoon. Tea is not too far, so we can keep the energies high. All right, a great speech by my co-panelist here, Shri Amitabh Nag, on the localization. And also we saw great presentations today throughout the morning, where we talked about how far we have come in terms of, how far we have come in terms of thinking about how can we make our websites better. Also, okay, let me start my speech by asking certain questions from the audience here. How many of us, and let's be honest here, how many of us have waited for a site to load after we have clicked on it? Let's raise some hands. Seriously? Just a few of you? Okay. How many of you, while you were waiting for the site to be loaded, clicked on something and it didn't respond. I can see the same people. Okay, I can see more people now. Okay. How many of us saw something happening, but it was a wrong link that we clicked because the content jumped? I wanted to click on something, I clicked on something else, realizing it very late because, again, it took a time to load. I can see some smiling faces now. A while back, Jatindra sir mentioned how important it is to have a good-looking face. Like, website is the face of the business or the ministry, and it's important to, keep it beautiful, keep it important. If I have to use that analogy and extend it further, I think the health of that person has to be better as well, right? You have to be beautiful from outwards, you also have to be beautiful from inside. And in that context, when we translate that into websites, now thinking of the same examples that we took earlier, when you're loading for a site to load, right, or when you see that white screen, the thing that measures it, the vital, that keeps it, like, which measures how good or bad that is, just like, say, a vital of human body, BP, or sugar, or cholesterol. Similarly, there has to be something measurable, right? So when the site is taking a while, it's called largest contentful paint, right? How long does a website take today to load the largest content which is in the first fold? Now, we're talking about the mobile era, right? Everybody is using mobile. Most of the government website visits must be coming from the mobile, right? It has a limited real estate, right? We can put in a lot there, we can hide a lot there, but what's most important is what we see on the first fold itself, when it's loaded. Now, if you load that later, or if you're busy loading all the things which are, say, 7 to 8 scrolls later, you're just making the user wait, right? So that is one metric. Now, second part was, I wanted to click on something and something else clicked. Why? Because the content shifted. What went wrong there? The layout shifted. Today we have talked about, and I heard about CCPS. You have those banners coming in. They've already given you the guidelines that, okay, we have these dimensions for the banners which will come. These are mandatory. So you, ahead of time, would know that, okay, this is going to come on the top. But because you have to insert it, you might be shifting the entire layout down. Is that a good experience? Probably not. Right? But what we can do, since we know the dimensions ahead of the time, we can keep the space there at the top, put the dimension there, and leave a space there for the layout to come in and just fill it up. These small, low-hanging fruits, if we be intentional about it, we can all solve for it. There are multiple techniques already available which you can use. For example, when we talk about fonts, right? We talked about fonts. A same font, or let me put it this way, when we use two different fonts, say Arial or Times New Roman, and you put the same size there, let's say we have given 16 size, do they still look the same size-wise? No, right? A 16 Times New Roman might look this, but Arial might look bigger. And we see, I was trying to load my font because I wanted this unification, and hence my site the layout shifted. Are there some attributes already available in the web development paradigm which you can use? Yes. So there are techniques like that which we have communicated and made part of DBIM. Okay. Now, the third part was, I was clicking on something and nothing happened. Why? It's not because there was nothing supposed to be happening. It is because your device was so caught up. Your browser was so sophisticated with the amount of work it had to do that it could not prioritize the user click. Now, this is what we call INP, or interaction to next paint. A lot of times we are busy loading a lot of stuff which is not required right now. We're busy loading JavaScript which is needed maybe in the next page. We're busy downloading CSS, maybe, which is not needed right now. So can we break them into chunks? Can we lazy load the images, which will come only after scrolling? Can we not do those things? So this is where performance is very, very important, right? To make it usable. I saw a lot of hands being raised in these things which I talked about. And imagine we are amongst the privileged ones who have good phones, good devices, with super good computation power, and good networks, if I can take that leverage. A lot of your users come from tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, whichever tiering you want to put into the place, from those on a low-end device, on a bad network. Imagine how, a lot of times you must be facing, why are the users bouncing off? Why do they actually leave the phone and still come? We have done a digital India revolution. Why do they still come to the nearest person and do things physically? Maybe because it's not coming across as usable because of these challenges. I'm not ruling out, I'm just saying, right? So in that context, there are a lot of low-hanging fruits that you can fix, as I called out. We also have a lot of good resources, apart from what we have mentioned in DBIM already. You can go to web.dev, like just sharing a resource here, simple, web.dev. It's maintained by us. We have a lot of good recommendations on how you can fix performance issues and why it's important for businesses and users. Yeah, that's about my time, so thank you so much.
Thanks so much. May I now invite Sri Shali Bhadra Shah, consulting expert for DBIM, to talk about localization of websites through introduction of languages and personalization through persona-led approach.
Good evening, everyone. I think since morning you've been hearing of DBIM, you've been hearing of localization and all, so I'll keep this short and I'll see if I can make it a bit interactive for you before we break for tea. Okay, I'll start with a small question. How many of you have watched a South Indian movie? Come on, you can be honest. I'm pretty sure it's the whole lot. Okay, how many of you have seen a dubbed South Indian movie? Okay, I see a lot, so probably that answers the power of localization. Okay, so now localization word existed for pretty long, even before we thought about DBIM or harmonizing anything. But the point is, when a ministry which is very large, which has, one of the departments or ministries said they had 142 websites. Okay, now if they were to localize everything, they would probably need a bigger team than the entire ministry. For all the languages, they would need an expert and everyone. So that probably was the pain point, which now, with Bhashini, I think that's addressed in real time. You really don't need to maintain any kind of teams, but you still have the option of a human intervention just to ensure that the content which is localized is absolutely right. But to a larger extent, if you say 90% of the work, Bhashini does it beautifully, much better than any other solution available in the market as of date, and I've tested it. Okay, the question about proverbs was me only, and I'm pretty sure soon they will have a solution to that too. So having said that, the other thing, when we started with the DBIM or the approach, one of the biggest questions that came to us was, what is your first objective? Is it the user? Is it the creator? Whom? Right? Of course, the user is the by defecto thing that everybody talks of. But we also had given equal weightage to the creator. Because during the day, we heard a lot of people raising questions that, you did our website just last month and it's a humongous task to redo it. And then again, those 142 websites, if they have to be done, it's not as simple in the government parlance where you have such a huge amount of data to be communicated. How do we simplify it? How do we make life simpler for the creator? Once that is done, the consumer will find it much easier to consume it. So that was one of the approach that we've taken while we were designing the entire DBM. And I'm pretty sure once you start picking up, you will see that how easy it is to migrate from that website to this website, right? The third approach was, I'm pretty sure all of you at some point of time were students and you were looking for information like from an education department, what are my options? You were not looking for information that as a scientist where I can do what. I want to become a scientist. But when the government policy or when the government information is put out, it has everything. It has information about the scientist, it has information about the service provider, it has information on how you can go and skill yourself, right? Now, when we take a personalized approach, so if I'm a student, I should know as a student what are my options from that policy or from that initiative of the government, and not how I can become an entrepreneur over there, right? So this is one important approach that we have just introduced. Going down the line, I'm pretty sure once India has its own AI engine developed, you will really just feed in the initiative, and once a person selects his persona, the entire information is customized to him. That's the kind of power, and that's the main motive behind this entire DBM thing, and why localization. In fact, I put it this way, it's not only localization, it's harmonization, localization, and personalization. That's the three key pillars on which this entire approach is built. Now, in terms of localization, earlier one of the problems was that a lot of our documents are PDFs, right? So while you had some information in English and Hindi, but the moment I wanted to download a document, it was still in English. So the entire purpose was killed. Now again, having Bhashini at your end, you really don't have to worry. You give it a document, it will give you the PDF. And when you're looking at the Hindi site, you will find the Hindi PDF and not the English PDF, right? So this is broadly what we are looking at, and of course, now you can do everything in those standard 22 languages that the government really wants you to work in, and without any headache of maintaining the teams, without any headache of ensuring that the content authenticity is right or wrong. So that's broadly, I would like to sum up the power of localization. You guys have proved for it with your hands that what is it going to be. There is no study so far conducted, but I'm pretty sure once you do your website and you have your analytics, you will see the amount of interaction and engagement that is increasing once the localization is done, right? I will end my speech over here. Thank you everyone for spending your entire day and listening to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Shali. We know you have to catch a flight, so you cut short your presentation, your address. We will now felicitate our esteemed panelists. May I request Shri Ajay Dhiman, Scientist Team MeitY, to kindly present a memento to Shri Amitabh Nag, CEO, Digital India Bhashini Division. We will now have an interactive question and answer session with a panel of experts. May I request Shri A.K. Upadhyay, Scientist G, STQC, to kindly grace the dais. Shri D.P. Mishra from the VEC Technology Division, NIC. I would like to mention here that Shri Mishra has been absolutely instrumental in making this Gov.in initiative a reality. He has worked on many projects, including MyGov, BharatX, S3 VAS, Sugamya Web, India Portal 2, and many, many more. May I request Sri Amitabh Nag, CEO Digital India Bhashini Division, to also grace the dais, and Sri Ajay Dhiman, Scientist Team MeitY, to grace the dais, please. So this is a Q&A interaction, and if you have questions, just raise your hand, introduce yourselves, and ask the questions to the experts here.
I think everybody is tired. But still you can raise some questions. If we can, we will answer. Anybody from STQC? Or else Lokesh Joshi can sit in place of A.K. Upadhyaya to answer the queries related to accessibility.
Director from Enforcement Directorate. I have a question. We are an investigating agency and we have to file prosecution in courts and litigation processes. We have number of cases and we want to develop a case management module for our organization. So can we integrate e-office and collab together to develop this kind of a model which can generate reports also, monthly reports also, statistics also for us, because we have to submit reports to our ministry every month.
Okay. Can you answer this?
System definitely can be built up around it, so that should not be a challenge. But I think ICGS and all will have a case management system from NIC.
But she want to integrate e-office into their application.
Yes.
So gov.in intranet portal provides these facilities, both the facilities. So through that gov.in intranet portal, you can access e-office, you can access email, you can access collab files, all integrated into the gov.in intranet portal. So I think you should immediately start exploring how you can leverage gov.in intranet portal within your organization. So I will request Chhatrasal to, from MeitY, who is handling these two projects, he can extend help into this.
Thank you.
Mic दे दीजिए. छत्रसाल को mic दे दीजिए, please.
Mic, please.
Excuse me.
You can always integrate multiple applications NIC's platform, but actually the customization based on a specific requirement, we have to check, because e-office is a very critical application. You know, most of the government records are found in those applications. So we prefer that all the applications should not directly pick data, because when you open the doors for your application, then it will automatically open the doors for attackers also. But anyway, the gov.in secure internet platform is there. There you can access both the applications simultaneously. Both the applications, like collab file, e-office, as well as email. Yeah, you can keep it as a separate or as in a single window, as up to you, like based on the functionalities issued on your mail ID.
instructed by the ministry to develop a case management module. So we were searching for options and how we can actually develop one.
Okay, but which type of information you want, we can see, and you can send us which exact module you want to share, and we can explore.
Okay, then we would like to have an appointment at your with the concerned officers, please.
We will share you in the presentation. It is there, the team's mail ID, and you can access the presentation. I think through NEGD's website. All those presentation we have shown today.
Thank you.
मेरा क्वेश्चन, मैं रविंद्र कुमार NIC ई हॉस्पिटल टीम से बोल रहा हूँ। एक्चुअली मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि हम लोग जब किसी वेबसाइट पे भाषणी का जो प्लगइन लगाते हैं, तो प्लगइन में जो ट्रांसलेट होता है, जो भी कंटेंट ट्रांसलेट होता है, उसमें कई बार कई शब्दों का मीनिंग डिफरेंट हो जाता है, जो एक्चुअल उसके लिए कई बार मिसगाइडिंग होता है जो उनके लिए। तो अगर हम उनको ठीक करने की कोशिश करें तो उसके लिए क्या प्रक्रिया है, हम उसको वो हमें बताएं।
इसके लिए जैसा कि मैंने कहा था अपने डिस्कशन में भी जो शुरू में हुआ था कि there are two types of basic mistakes which happen in translation when you are doing it for the first time. And most of the 50 websites which have gone through the translation have gone through a process. The process is that they put the translation plugin which we have developed onto the website, put it on staging. And there is an observation which is carried out on staging. For example, Panchayati Raj Ministry did that with all the states. All the states were asked to look at that particular website. And they found that, there are the 2.7 lakh panchayats were giving different kind of translations because those were not in the vocabulary of Bhashini. Because wo jo 2.7 lakh panchayat ke naam the, those names were unique names as far as Indian vocabulary is concerned. So what we did was that we created a glossary and customized the API key for them. Then there were about 16,000 labels in that website, which we also again did. For medical terminology, we right now have a list of 900 words from SNOMED City SRIDAC, which we are creating a glossary of it. And similarly, Ministry of Labor and Employment had about 100 of them, 100 of words which were there as a glossary. So that is one area where the, things will go wrong. And that is something which we need to watch out as what is your brand name, what are the unique words which you are carrying, and then, we will have to take that across. The other area where the things might go wrong is where you have used the broken sentences, right? Submitted for your approval, please. That's a broken sentence. Help desk support is a broken sentence. Those are the places where we have to watch out for translation breaking down, because normally in a grammatical English, you would say that there is a person who would act as a help desk. We have coined those words out there. So that is another thing where we are using colloquial English or we are using broken sentences English. That is a place where it will go down. Fortunately, most of the websites, as we have seen, are having regular grammatical language, and hence we have been very rapidly able to do, after we had created that translation plugin, almost on 3 months, we got about 50 odd customers on site, and most of them went live. Today, for example, we had representative from Ministry of Skill Development here. We did that, integrated Bhashini with them. Today itself, we have about, till now, when I was sitting there, when I inquired, they have about 60,000 hits on our translation request on our system. So it's really catching up from the perspective that it is done. We tried with government of Sikkim. They translated on one website with Nepalese language. They found it practically all okay. So we need to watch out. It's not that it's all hunky-dory. Yes, there are going to be challenges, but these are the areas which we have to look for challenges. And to be very frank, we need to develop that. Currently, we have approximately 3.5 lakh words in our system as glossary, which is unique Indian words, which were not present in the digital system, which are now present in the digital system in 22 languages because of Bhashini. And we feel that that number has to increase to something like about 1 crore plus words for us to actually say that we are completely digital society.
In addition to what Dr. Nag has informed you, I will say, see, Vasani is anyway a Government of India program. This is a unique program looking at our landscape. So intentionally, or you say it's a directive from the Government of India that Vasani by default has to be used by everyone. So on this DBIM compliant websites and that framework that we are using, mandatorily Vasani is the language localization tool. That plugin they have accepted and very quickly, that means in 20 days time, they could make their plugin in compliant to DBIM. So, you know that DBIM thing was lingering for a few months. So as soon as the DBIM was approved, so we approached him and he kindly agreed, and immediately within 20 days time, he developed the plugin in compliant to DBIM, which caters to the responsiveness and whatever issues that is required to be done, they have done. That is number one. Number two, they have created another plugin to take feedback from the user on local content. So suppose you translated to a Tamil, and you and me will not be knowing what is that there in Tamil language. But Tamil people know, they will see that there is a contextual mismatch with respect to the English content. So they can give a feedback. In the process, we are actually building up the corpus. So the vetted content, we will be publishing only Hindi. So Hindi context translation, there is an agency who is vetting the content on a paid basis. That anyway we are paying from the project. But rest of the 21 languages are totally machine translated. There is no manual intervention. We are waiting to see how many people are giving their feedback onto this. So in the process, it will be building up. It's a long journey, cannot be in a few days or few months it can be stabilized. But they are working on this, and this plugin we are implementing within the DBIM compliant sites. That plugin he can give to any of their consumers so that they can also use this. So I am grateful to Dr. Nag that he is supporting left and right to this particular initiative. Thanks. Any other question on DBIM or GIGW or anything to whatever the day-long sessions we had?
Well, if there are no more questions, or we have one more. One more.
Boss, are we integrating DBIM with our S3 WAS platform also?
Just clarify. See, if you go through, everybody must have got the DBIM manual. You can go through the DBIM manual. That digital version we have not published in any of the platforms that we own, as GIGW is there. DBIM will be published in a day or two on this platform because we are holding it because this release was to happen. There you can see there are 10 chapters. So those 10 chapters are actually branding government. So everyone should follow that. That is number one. Annexers, there are 5-6 annexers which are actually speaking about localization, speaking about performance, then how ministry websites can be created. So how social media is there, what is the mobile app and how to mobile app store can be taken up. So that kind of use cases are there in annexures. So you know that SWAS is already, it has its own templates. There are few central government websites, only 8 central government websites. They will be migrated to this platform because DBIM, all ministry and department websites and Government of India's websites, they are going to be migrated to this platform. So SWAS is specifically to states and other organizations for bulk sites. So anything which is there in DBIM, we are going to upgrade the themes. You know that the process, around 25, 30 themes are there. We need to upgrade those things. We need to get those certified before putting into the use. So it will take some time, but yes, whatever is required for states, that anyway, this DBIM, you keep it in mind, this DBIM is specifically meant for Government of India. So state government, if they are adopting, it's good. But there is no enforcement, but for this, yes, Government of India, it is yes. And going forward, this particular CMS platform, which is on these 5 websites that we have created, that is meant only for ministry and departments. Going forward, we are developing another platform, just like SWAS, for Government of India websites, that is Website Facilitation and Management Platform, which is expected to cater to around 1,000 Government of India websites. Those, that is expected in next 1 year or so. That is a nascent stage currently.
One of my question is related to, as you are aware, there is one UN organization named UNDESA. So they publish one report, EGDI report, E-Governance Development Index report. So there they access all central government websites. So what is your plan to extend this services to all other government, all 88 ministries and department websites?
See, this platform, that CMS platform that we have developed, we just launched one website. Other 4 ministries, they will be releasing their websites, though they are already migrated to this platform. So we will see how it performs. This is a new system, new developed system, and newly created cloud on Meghraj. So we will see the performance, we will see the response. Then we will try to port few of the ministry websites. The first one anyway will be Commerce Ministry website that just now Minister Saab has told to migrate. So slowly we will use this. And certainly Big Bang will be done only after the Website Facilitation and Management Platform goes live. Satisfied? And of course, that kind of platform, once it comes, surely, because the entire horizon, where SWAS is already taking care of 3,000 websites. So it's a sea change that happening in the state and departments and other bulk ministries. But this particular initiative, once that rolled out in another couple of years, you should change a sea change in the website management.
We have one more question. Please give the mic there, please.
Yeah.
हमें आज़ादी लिए हुए 75 साल हो गए। हमें आज़ादी लिए हुए 75 साल हो गए। अभी तक हम लोग इंग्लिश में काम कर रहे हैं। क्यों ना हम अपनी वेबसाइट को हिंदी में मैंडेटरी बनाएं? इट शुड बी, हम बाइलिंगुअल की बात करते हैं। बाइलिंगुअल में भी मोस्ट ऑफ द वेबसाइट आर स्टार्टेड विद द इंग्लिश। हिंदी में कभी भी शुरू नहीं होती। कुछ वेबसाइटें हैं हिंदी में शुरू होती हैं, उसके बाद इंग्लिश में जाते हैं। क्यों ना इसको मैंडेटरी बनाया जाए? DBIM को भी मैंडेटरी बनाया जाए। उसमें हिंदी को फर्स्ट लैंग्वेज हिंदी आनी चाहिए और उसके बाद सेकंड लैंग्वेज आप जिस में भी चाहें। इंग्लिश तो सबसे बाद में कम से कम। और यहाँ पे जितने भी बोर्ड हैं सब इंग्लिश में हैं, हिंदी में कहीं नहीं है।
So अच्छी बात है ये होना। ये एज प्लेटफॉर्म डेवलपर ये फैसिलिटी अवेल करना या इस फैसिलिटी को एनेबल करना इज़ नॉट एट ऑल ए प्रॉब्लम। कोई भी मिनिस्ट्री उसको बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट हिंदी कर सकती है बैकएंड में, तो अपने आप वो पेज लोड होने में हिंदी में ही लोड होगी। सो देयर इज़ नो इशू ऑन दैट एज प्लेटफॉर्म पर्सपेक्टिव। अब इसको फोर्स करना कि यही होना है, कोई ओएम निकल जाएगा कुछ होगा तो हो सकता है। जैसे आप अगर बोलेंगे जैसे महाराष्ट्र का गवर्नमेंट का सारे वेबसाइट बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट ऑन लोडिंग इट इज़ मराठी, सो दैट वे देयर इज़ नो इशू एट ऑल ऑन दिस।
सर हम लोग जब DBIM की बात कर रहे हैं या हम STQC की बात कर रहे हैं, वो भी हम फोर्स कर रहे हैं मिनिस्ट्री को कि आपको ये करना ही है। सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेज हैं, वो तो खैर सिक्योरिटी कंसर्न अलग बात है, लेकिन DBIM वो हम फोर्स कर रहे हैं, तो इसी तरीके से हम हिंदी क्यों नहीं फोर्स कर सकते?
नायक साहब आप बताइए, इस तरह कोई मैंडेट आने वाले हैं क्या? मुझे इसके बारे में आइडिया नहीं है।
मतलब मल्टीलिंगुअल होने का मतलब ये नहीं कि हम किसी एक लैंग्वेज के प्रति या तो कहें कि ये अच्छा नहीं है या इसको नहीं करेंगे। आई थिंक वी लीव इट टू द पीपल। थोड़े दिनों बाद धीरे धीरे जब उनको पता होगा कि इस तरह की टूल्स हैं और हम एक दूसरे को समझ सकते हैं आपकी लैंग्वेज में बात करके, तो पीपल विल ऑलवेज माइग्रेट टू दैट। तो वो लेट द सोसाइटी टेक द चैलेंजेस। आज से पहले ये था कि वी डिडंट हैव टूल्स, so we have taken one step forward that we have tools when we have deployed it and we are promoting it. So means we can do a Hindi default. Lot of some ministries incidentally has come back to us that I want Hindi default and then needs to be changed to English. So our translation plugin पहले ये English to X support करता था, मतलब default language was English, but some states have come back to us and some ministries have come back to us कि मेरा default language मेरा local language होगा और उससे आपको change करना पड़ेगा। For example, मराठी से आपको बाकी language में change करना पड़ेगा। तो there are requests of those kinds, those changes are happening. But should we enforce it is a question which is much larger than our level as such.
They have taken around 100 website package from SWAS. Their content, the original content is in Hindi. They want, because SWAS is bilingual by default, so content showing Hindi is not a problem. But when you go to English, they don't have English content. They don't have, they have never created English content. So they have approached Vasani that their plugin should translate on the fly from Hindi to English, then throw it to the user. So they are working on that. So a lot of things are happening on language localization.
Good afternoon. I have a simple question. Now it is our part to for implementations. But now how to proceed? Whether you have identified vendor under ministry or NICSI, number one. Secondly, whether there is any certifications on DBIM. This is my second. Thank you.
So two aspects you are asking: how to onboard other websites, other ministry websites. So NICSI has identified a few vendors. They have gone through a small tender on migrating websites from existing website to DBIM compliant framework, CMS framework. So that's what I was saying. So slowly we will approach. Ministry will take a view how this system is performing. If it is going good, they will write to all interested ministries who can come on board. So when you come, then there will be an agency. There is an agency. There are few agencies identified already. Rates are also identified separately. So they will be onboarded. There is no issue on that. Local content localization for Hindi vetting content, you have to approach, the ministry has to approach directly to Vasani. So whatever cost and all those things that they have to pay to Vasani separately. They will have a mechanism how to onboard more and more ministry websites and provide language localization support to their website. So they are planning to have multiple agencies on board to provide this kind of service. This is one aspect. Another aspect of DBIM certification, there is no DBIM certification as of now. This is a manual. So manual, knowingly it is not mentioned as a guideline, it's a manual. Manual means you have to see, open the page, see that your thing is compliant or not. Verification part, there is no plan as of yet. So your development team and your ministry has to do this particular DBIM compliant going through page by page.
I guess there are no more questions. So we've come to the conclusion of the question and answer round. However, we would like to felicitate our experts here. May I request Ms. Alka Mishra, Deputy Director General NIC, to felicitate the experts here. Starting with Shri D.P. Mishra from the Web Technology Division, NIC. Shri Amitabh Nag, CEO, Digital India Bhashini Division. Shri Lokesh Joshi, Senior Director, IT NIC. And Shri Ajay Dhiman, Scientist D, MeitY. Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you, experts. As we conclude this informative and productive conference, we extend our sincere thanks and gratitude to all our speakers, panelists, and most of all, our audience here, appreciating your collective efforts in driving digital transformation. May I request Shri Ajay Dhiman, Scientist D, MeitY, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Barnali ma'am, for giving me the opportunity. Good evening, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here with you all today. In fact, it has been such an honor being part of launch of Digital Brand Identity Manual event and first CIO Conference. On behalf of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, I extend my sincere gratitude to all Chief Information Officers and Web Information Managers who contributed to the success of this event. We are deeply grateful to our Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Electronics and IT, Commerce and Industry, Shri Jatin Prasad ji, for gracing us with their presence and his insightful address. I want to express my sincere thanks to Shri S. Krishnan, Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, for his productive and engaging experience. We are particularly thankful to Shri Sanket S. Bhondwe, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and IT, for his inspiring words and guidance. Sincere thanks to Shri IPS Sethi, Director General NIC, Shri Nandakumaram, President and CEO NEGD, CEO MyGov, Shri Amitabh Nag, CEO Digital Bhashini Division, and the heads of various departments who handled the event throughout. Sincere thanks and appreciation to Mrs. Alka Mishra, Deputy Director General NIC, and her entire team from NIC as well as from her development side, who had left no stone unturned in making this event successful. Ma'am, I still remember just 1 year back, this journey was started just few certification of the website, and now today we have launched our own website in compliance with our own guidelines, with our own manual. So you have established a new benchmark in a digital brand identity and as a part of harmonizing the Government of India digital footprint. Thank you, ma'am. We thank our esteemed speakers, distinguished guests, dedicated organizers, and enthusiastic participants. Trust me, this event wouldn't have been possible without your collective efforts. Thank you so much. We also appreciate the active participation of our delegates, whose questions and engagement enrich the discussion. So as we are on the verge of wrapping up this DBIM launch event and first CIO conference, special thanks to the organizing committee for their tireless work and meticulous planning. Thank you so much. A huge round of applause and thanks to all the participants who made the event a memorable one. Thank you all for being with us today and make this event a grand success. Thank you, Varnali madam. Thank you so much. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Ajay Dhimanji. On behalf of National Informatics Center and Digital Governance Division and National E-Governance Division, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, I thank you all for attending the launch of the Digital Brand Identity Manual and first CIO Conference 2025. Thank you, you've been a great audience. We hope this event has been fruitful and engaging for all of you and will pave the way forward to ensure that India's online presence is not just extensive, but also engaging, inclusive, and impactful. Thanks very much once again. High tea is being served right here in the Darbar Hall. Please enjoy. Thank you.
I'll just take 1 second before you pick up your cup of tea. Thank you for being with us the whole day. I really didn't expect this many people at 5 o'clock. We were thinking it will not be more than 50 or 60. A special thanks to my SIOs who have come all the way to be a part of it, all my HODs and HOGs, and my team. I'm sorry for having shouted at all of you for the last 1 week. I think I've been actually shouting at each one, but it was only possible because of you. And Barnali and her team has done an excellent job. So I must thank Nixie, NEGD, the back-end team, Ritu and Swati, they managed, and Sunita, they managed it very well. So thank you all. It's been a pleasure. And I really hope it's so, like we've been telling, if it works, if it is stable, then we will take more websites on board. Because it's totally a new technology. We are also not sure about the performance and everything. And we have our own challenges, which NIC has. The DR is yet to be in place and things like that. So we don't want to mess around with your ministry's website till we are ourselves not confident. Give us 15, 20 days, and maybe in next 6 months, we'll have around 10 to 12 Apex Ministry Department selected by the Cabinet Secretary to push you on DBIM. Thank you all, and thank you for being with us. Thank you.